live? Are we recording?
Recording has started.
Yes, because this is gold. This is
Hell
gold.
yeah, I got suspenders. I don't sell crack.
I wasn't looking at suspenders. I was looking at that booty.
Oh, I just
Helen Keller
lost you
could
guys.
barely read my ass.
All right, so I do an intro and I do edit. So if all this will be edited out, or I'll
Yeah, are we on though? Are we live? I mean, not live.
we're not live.
He's recording.
Not live, but recording.
Yeah, just started 30 seconds ago.
Oh, okay. So, I know
But-
someone said something about man boobs, and when guys ask me for boob pictures, I usually will send the grossest man boobs that I can possibly find.
Oh, no,
Oh,
no,
I gotta
got
send
one
you
better.
a picture then.
I got one better. Hang on.
Send her
Not
the
boobs.
Genius.
those nipples.
Anytime somebody asks me for a selfie, I always send this.
Is that a
Every
bitter
time.
beer face chick?
This is, I just type in like old lady crack woman, and this is what comes up.
Oh,
Genius.
Every time. They're like, send me a selfie. I'm like, absolutely. Hang tight.
You got it.
No,
I love it.
the worst man boobs ever.
I saw that yesterday. What the fuck?
I've,
He's
We
got
need to start a
Karen
GoFundMe. This poor guy.
Paul
funny.
already bailed.
No,
I'm
So
paying to see that.
what are the rules, just so I know?
There it is now.
I didn't do anything. And it put me backstage.
No.
Nobody puts
No
baby
one puts
backstage.
baby in the corner.
Nobody.
I'm just looking at the thing. And
Did we just become best friends?
We did! Karate in the garage.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm not even going to explain the show. Y'all will catch on just fine.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, y'all catch on just fine. So. All right, lead heads. Welcome back to another episode of the Talking Lead podcast, where the leducation never stops. 12 or 13 or 100 years of leducating the uneducated here on the Talking Lead podcast. And we appreciate you lead heads tuning in this week. We've got a action-packed, fun-filled episode for you guys. Coming off, as everyone knows, and has been watching our social media, and thanks to the Floodman, SHOT Show just happened. Everybody's favorite show in the whole entire world. Not. And we've got some men, women that attended that. Boys. I was gonna say boys, but Evan's not a boy. He looks like a boy. You look like you're like 18, dude.
I appreciate that. I'll take it.
You even made me have to shave my beard because I felt so old when you were on. So I had to even shave my beard. Make me look a little younger.
Trim down at least 5 years.
And I only look 60. So and speaking of age and birthdays and things, one of our guests has a birthday today. So Tracy, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
It's
Birthday
my
24? 24, right?
Yes. No, actually
Nice.
27. You're close. You're close.
So let's get the birthday formalities out of the way.
I hear it's your birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Wagger.
Happy birthday to you.
There you go. Yeah, accepting that one. There you go. Happy birthday, Tracy.
Thanks, you guys. Dude, I'm on my phone because I'm working on my laptop at the same time, so I have to keep going up here to mute.
I mean, that's the dedication I get from my guests. They're multitasking while they're doing the show, so that's okay.
On their birthday.
On my
On their-
yeah.
Yeah. we've got a limited time with Tracy, so I want to make sure that we hear her SHOT Show take and all that. So let's get with the intros. I'm going to introduce our panel this episode. You know him, you love him, ladies and gentlemen. If it weren't for him, we wouldn't have had the SHOT Show coverage this year. He's the tracksuit sultan who squats for no one. He's our social media quick content kid, ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Utah, Evan Floodman. Welcome in, Evan.
Thank you. Quite the introduction there, Lefty. That was beautiful.
Did you like that?
I did. Save that one.
Tracksuits.
Lock it away.
Oh my God.
And then our next guest, it wouldn't be a show without him. We did last week's episode with him. We had a little cooking show, Ton.
Yes, we did.
We had recipes and tips and tricks from the pros, from our buddy Ton, and Prentice joined us for that, Whiskey River Beef, ladies and gentlemen. But he is the Indiana Jones of unclaimed storage unit treasure hunting, the culinary pitmaster. The reason for the explosion in my pants this week, ladies and gentlemen, Ton Jones.
I'll remember that, brother.
I thought you would like that. I thought you'd like that. And then, of course, no SHOT Show recap show would be complete without this gentleman. He is your constitutional conscience. He is the pimp hand of America, the host of Student of the Gun, ladies and gentlemen, Professor Paul Markel. Welcome in, Professor. Glad to have you.
Thank you. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes,
and before we go any further, thank you very much. When I got home from SHOT, there was an envelope waiting on my porch with my G.I. Joe, my official G.I. Joe magazine.
There you go.
Yes,
you got a Cobra
yes,
too, didn't you?
I got a Cobra one too, but this one's in my Lexington in Concord rifle from Spike's Tactical.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, it is.
The more you know.
Couple back on the wall back there. So we'll talk more about those magazines, Leadheads, if you're interested in getting those. We may possibly have those. And then new to the show, it's the birthday girl. We just introduced her and her birthday. She is the cosplay chameleon. I've seen your pictures, your cosplay picture. You got a lot of different cosplay pictures there. She is the stop, drop, trash, and roll, blue-crested, double-holstered, triple-tapping, siren of stunts. She's the world's most dangerous roller skater. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, Tracy Guns.
I can't get my mute off. Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm all like, wait, what? Okay.
Did you like that? Did you like that?
Yeah, I liked that. That was really cool. I might have to hire you to do my intros from now on.
And then also another newbie all the way from the East Coast. Ladies and gentlemen, don't hold that against her. She's fighting the good fight up there in New York, not New York City. I thought you were in New York City.
Nope, outside of New York City. Yep, I'm a police officer up there.
This is the sergeant of Get Your Ass in Shape. Supplements take her to stay healthy. She is the Yellowstone redneck, the four-wheeling, mudslinging queen of cops in New York, not New York City. Sergeant Ashley Smith, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, guys. Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate you.
We appreciate you being on.
I wasn't sure if I should flash the camera right then in celebration of having you on, but I didn't. I said everything.
You got like a disco going on in your house anyway. Look at that. It's
That's
flashing
awesome.
lights.
So yeah, I was gonna say, so does she.
Right? Look at you guys. It's
Yeah,
a party.
Like there's a whole another wall over here that lights up.
That's just
I got a stripper pole over this way.
that's just everyday living for you, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she is in Vegas.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna ask. So you're in Vegas, you're in New York. Paul is in, where are you at this today? Wyoming?
Today I'm in Utah.
In Utah. Evan's in Utah. Ton's in Texas, and I'm in Tennessee. So we kind of got all the cool places covered today. Digging it.
Whiskey River Beef, farm to table with a twist. Come along with us on a quest towards achieving self-sufficiency in food production and fostering a robust local food source to promote good health. Stock up with premium Tennessee beef, unparalleled in flavor and tenderness. You can be confident that you're receiving beef with no added growth hormones or implants. Always pasture-raised, locally USDA processed, and shipped straight to your home. Whiskey River Beef is grass and whiskey mash fed and finished, and is at least 14 days dry aged to enhance the tenderness and give you the most robust flavor imaginable. Go to whiskeyriverbeef.com today to order. Visit us on Instagram at Whiskey River Life and on Facebook at Whiskey River Beef LLC. Whiskey River Beef is a proud sponsor of the Talking Lead podcast and the Leadhead Brigade.
So, ladies, I was telling you before we started the show, we do this segment on the Talking Lead podcast, kind of a warm-up. Before we get to our main topic, we're going to talk about SHOT Show, do a little recap, get everybody's take on the SHOT Show. But we had this little segment that where we want to call out people for being idiots, and we want to honor heroes, people who have done amazing things in our community.
Hoorah, Semper Fi, do or die, hold 'em high at 8th and I. It is time for the Talking Lead Jackwagon of the Week, so brace yourself, baby.
And
that was epic.
I guess I'll start it off. Just so the ladies can kind of get a feel, and if they want to jump in, because they're unprepared for this. I get it. You guys weren't expecting this. But I think you'll catch on pretty quick. So this has happened up in your neck of the woods, Ashley. There were some New York police officers that got assaulted by some illegal aliens. The button. There's like 4 or 5 of them that jumped a couple of cops and hurt them pretty bad, and then they hopped on a bus back to California. Apparently, they're holed up in California right now. So those are definitely jackwagons.
Yeah, don't you love what our governor's doing? I mean,
nothing.
Well,
no.
we invited them. We single-handedly were like, yeah, come here. And then when we were realizing that was probably not the best idea, then they tried to shut it down, and too late. And they were actually busing them to our territory.
Yeah.
Which I'm not going to say like where my exact territory is, but they were busing them to our territory, and our local mayor was like, yeah, no, not happening. Send them back. And so now this is where we're at. But you know what? This is what the world has asked for. So.
Well, the world has not asked for this. There are dumbasses, very few dumbasses in our country and in our representation that represent us that have brought it to this point. Now,
do they really represent us, Marty?
Well, they do, but they don't.
They don't.
The news makes it sound like they do, but they absolutely don't.
Right. They do.
Smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
Exactly.
This is not the will of America or the majority of Americans. So I was going to ask you, I'm sure that's not an isolated case or incident. It's probably just one that finally got some attention that it probably deserved. And in the area that you're at, which you don't have to say where you're at, have you experienced a lot of issues with the illegal immigrants, aliens?
Yeah, and we
Invaders.
don't have enough staff to handle it. So like basically our policy is if we stop and there's no documentation, there's no nothing they have, because they don't have anything. And like I love that they're saying like, we're bringing them in, we're giving them IDs, we're giving them, certificates, like all this stuff. They have nothing, okay, because they didn't go the legal way. So they're coming up here, we can't ID them, so we have to call Border Patrol, and they come with like these little fingerprint readers. Well, there's not enough guys to come to do that every night. When you have a car with 6 people in it, there's just not enough staff for it. But it's out of hand. It's like we're getting nothing but burglaries. We're getting nothing but stolen vehicles. Innocent people are getting robbed. It's just, it is. I wish like you guys see some of the videos, but I wish you truly could have boots to the ground to see how bad it has truly gotten. And the news will never cover it, right? Because again, they're pushing their narrative, they're pushing their agenda, and they don't want you to know that it's violence. They're trying to get that vote. And it's until somebody that's higher up's family gets affected by this, we're never going to see it. We're not going to see a change right now. Not never, but we're not going to see a change right now.
I agree. Paul, you want to chime in on that?
Do you want me to chime in on that?
Yes.
Why I have you on.
Are you sure? Are you
100.
absolutely sure?
Hit us, Paul.
Number one, we need to take back the language. They're not migrants. They're not immigrants. They're invaders. The government is not inept. It's criminal. The government in DC is acting in a criminal fashion. And the sooner we grasp a hold of that, the better off we'll be. It's interesting that these invaders are attacking police officers in cities where the citizens are effectively disarmed, such as New York City and California. I would think that the Texas people and the Tennessee people are not going to put up with that nonsense. And speaking of which, Tennessee and Texas, we're coming to see you very soon.
Sweet.
Marty, are you coming to the class? I'm going to put you on the spot.
Did you invite me?
Yeah, I invited you. I told you like 2 months ago that we were doing it.
Okay.
Yes, sometimers.
Send me when and where, and I will definitely.
Camden, Tennessee, 16 and 17 at the Tactical Response Range.
February 16, 17?
No, March.
Oh, okay, March.
And then we're departing Tennessee because, Ton, Marty, you guys should know that the sentence that James Yeager taught me this years ago, that the sentence "don't mess with Texas" is only half. It's only half complete. The full sentence is "don't mess with Texas, or Tennessee will kick your ass." And so, we are going to Tennessee first. Then we're leaving there, and we're going to Texas. Now, Ton, I don't know where you are, but we're going to be in Mount Enterprise, which is close to Nacogdoches.
Yeah, I'm just south of Fort Worth.
Okay, so you're close. You're driving distance, brother.
Oh, yeah. Anything within 6 hours is driving distance here.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, out west.
Straight from
Eastern people are like, man, it's an hour and a half drive. That's an awful long way.
Dude,
Western people are like, that's just getting started. It's just getting started. But
are you noticing anything in Texas there? I mean, Texas is huge, so I get it. But
oh yeah, it's gotten real bad here. But especially when they do bailouts right by the border, they'll drive through the rancher's fence, and law enforcement is not allowed to cross the property line until they make contact with the property owner. So you see a lot of people painting purple fences because once you cross that purple line, you're allowed to shoot. And it's just cross the line. Go ahead. We'll turn you into meat jelly. I don't give a shit what color you are. You cross my property line.
Well, that guy, last year, I think it was last year, year before last, he smoked a couple of them and he got in real hot water over that. Is that still a thing? Because you don't hear any more about that.
Nope. It's gotten to the point where they've gotten so ballsy that they will take a newborn and chuck it over the razor wire fence just so they can claim citizenship all of a sudden. That's their new thing. They find young kids and say that they're theirs, and they will chuck them over the fence, not caring about injuring them, just so the U.S. government will say, oh, now the child's on U.S. property. We need to bring their parents over to make sure it's okay. Off to the hospital.
Can you do that in any other country on planet Earth? You just throw your kid over the fence, and then they say, "Oh, you get to come in, and
here's a phone,
give you money. There's a phone. Here's a credit card."
Other countries don't let it get to that point to where they're that close.
No, it's crazy here. Imagine New York, California, and everybody's just getting a bus loads at a time. They all start here. I mean, we have convoys heading to the border to protect our border because the U.S. government won't. And
I'm going to do a show on this.
Are tired of it.
I've got a couple of people that I know that are down there doing the border patrol that have agreed to be on the show. So we're going to do it real soon. We're going to have an episode like Officer Smith was saying there, boots on the ground, firsthand accounts. We're gonna do a full show on that. So that's coming up.
Yeah,
Mark
we don't even go. We don't go to half the places. Like, go to the big city. Screw that. You're gonna get your car stolen. You're gonna get robbed. You're gonna get mugged. And we stay out in the country. No one comes to the small towns because they don't put up with the shit. But in the big cities.
What about Nevada, Tracy? What are you seeing there?
Not seeing anything really. I'll say this: Vegas doesn't put up with shit. When all that riots and looting and all that shit happened in 2020, it didn't go down here because Vegas like stomped it out really quick. So
you don't fuck with Clark County.
We're not seeing. I mean, I definitely.
It's bad for business.
Here. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's bad for Vegas. Yeah, so.
I mean,
we're so tourist oriented, so I don't see it happening. You know, I don't know if there's just an increase in general crime, because I feel like there is, but that's everywhere. So, yeah, I'm not seeing like what you see going on in California, where people are running into stores and looting the stores to up to $1,000. That's not happening here. I mean,
that actually happened here in my little town the other day. There was it was made the big news. There was a gang, and they came from out of town. It wasn't local people. This group of people from out of town came into a Gap, and they just looted the Gap and then headed back to California or wherever they're from.
The newest thing is they will go in massive groves, and they will go to extremely rich neighborhoods and break into said neighborhood houses in like just 20, 30 people at a time, and will hold people at gunpoint and ransack their house, ask for everything valuable, and then they'll leave. And there's no plates in the car. It's a stolen car anyway, so you're not going to trace it.
Right.
They ditch it somewhere else, and how the hell are you going to be able to identify 20 to 30 people? You can't. So
you
like
can
people are
identify
asking
corpses.
Yeah, you can if that's the case.
Identify corpses.
It's one of those things that, you know, like single mom or mom's home, husband's traveling, and they haven't done the proper thing where they train someone at home to use a firearm. And here she's trying to run from room to room to get her kids, and they're just literally, I couldn't agree more, sir. Couldn't agree more. But
you don't need more than 10 rounds to protect yourself.
He's being sarcastic. Yeah. No,
50-round mag.
And I can't imagine that you guys in Utah, you're probably not seeing. You probably aren't having the immigration problem.
Illegal. Oh, the Valley is.
The Valley.
Salt Lake City.
In the Valley.
Salt Lake. The Mormons gave up on Salt Lake City, and it's run by a flaming liberal communist. And the Salt Lake City itself, is becoming a crime-ridden shithole.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which people are like, oh no, Utah, it's all Mormons and all those holy rollers and stuff. No, the California people started invading here a decade ago, and then they started moving tech companies here. And so, you know, they're like, oh, they opened them all up with open arms. Well, the tech companies were followed by the druggies and the freaking vagrants and the illegals. And so Salt Lake City is experiencing a lot of crime and bullshit, and you have to get away from it's like every other metropolitan area. You have to get away from it. I hate going over there when I have to. I go over there and I stay for as short, as little as I can, and then leave.
With my jack wagon. So what about anybody else got any other jack wagons? That's what throw on the jack wagon train?
I think we're all on board with you.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a good one. It has to do with the shit show. I mean, SHOT Show.
We'll save that for last. Anybody else got one? Jack wagon?
Well, I want to talk about, I was down in San Diego around Christmas time.
Perfect.
And so a guy that I'm friends with was down on the border. He's an air marshal. But remember, I don't know if you guys heard the news. They're like, oh, we pulled all air marshals off flights. They put them down at the border to process the immigrants coming through the border. So he was down there for 2 months, processing immigrants, handing them $2,000 a month to live on, a cell phone, and a bus ticket or a plane ticket anywhere. I'm like, what is going on right now? Like,
how do you
our
work for
veterans
a
are being
criminal
taken
regime
care of, but
like that
what?
and look in the mirror? How do you work for a criminal regime like that and manage to shave every day? How do you look in the mirror and know that you're doing wrong? And it's wrong. I mean, it's just wrong.
Well, because they got families to feed, you know.
Because they got families to feed, and they got pensions, and they got pensions that they need to collect, and
they got to have. You know,
that's right.
And they know
they just keep on doing it. So the problem just keeps getting worse and worse and worse.
Yeah. But it's up to us to try to do something about it. Is get those jackwagons out of office, quit electing these dumbasses.
We didn't vote for any of them, Marty. That's
the thing. What are you trying to say you did, Marty? Are you trying to like come clean?
I'm not complaining.
You want me to break your heart?
No, I don't.
The criminals in D.C. were not elected. Okay. You do not go. The history of the United States of America. When you're a scumbag Democrat communist piece of human filth, going into a national election, you always moderate your tone. You always move to the center. You always do we want to talk about education and healthcare and the American people and blah, 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 blah. That's what you do, right? That's the formula. And then once you get elected, you forget about everything you said and you just start implementing your communist policies, right? You never go into a national election on gun control because it's suicide. It's always suicide. You never go into a national election literally allowing your country to be invaded. You don't attack. If you're the sitting president and you want to get electoral votes.
I'm sorry.
What's that? You don't attack.
I'm all fired up. I'm sorry.
You don't attack the state of Texas going into a national election unless you don't run and you don't push gun control going into a national election unless you know that the peasants' votes don't mean shit. That you don't need the peasants' votes. You've already printed them. You've already manufactured them. They're already on a hard drive. We need to wrap our brains around that reality because you don't. Right, they know that the vast majority of American households are gun-owning households. They know that. They've got the stats. Hell, MSNBC, ABC, or where did a report over 52%. So you know the majority of Americans are gun owners.
We all know this. We all know all of our listeners are smart, educated. All your listeners are smart, educated. You know, we're preaching to the choir. What do we do about that? How do we stop that? How do we prevent that? You know, that's the key. If we know it's happening, then how do we stop it? What are we going to do? I don't want your answer right now, but I know what you're going to say. So, but we're going to move on from that. And again, that's going to be a whole nother. When I do the border show, I'll get you on that one, and we'll talk about that. This is going to be a fun show. We're having fun with this show.
You started it, hippie.
I did, and I just stopped.
You started it with the legal invasion.
I just stopped it. So, any other jack wagons that we need to take care of? Anybody got jack wagons? Okay. Heroes. Let's talk about heroes.
Oh, you don't want to talk about my jack wagons?
Well, let's do the heroes, and then we're going to do your jack wagon because that's going to lead into our main topic.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah. So
I got a hero.
All right. What?
Yeah. So the hotel we were staying at, the Lefty down in Vegas, we had a bartender pretty much hosting the bar the entire time. And during the party, which a few of you attended, the Hux party, she was an absolute rock star. Her name was Kim, or probably still is named Kim, but she is an absolute rock star. And just dealing with some of all of us being total jackasses. Fortunately, a lot of us were tipping, so I'm sure that helped out. But yeah, she's my hero for that week. Total rock star. So got to give it up to Kim.
You didn't embarrass the brand at that party, did you?
He doesn't remember.
Me? Oh,
Yeah.
I don't remember much.
Well, then you did us well then.
Yeah. Well, I was wearing my tracksuit, so I don't know.
I'm already searching for a onesie for you for next year.
He looked
Please
so
do.
dapper. I loved it.
He didn't look like a squatting Slav in his.
I
tracksuit.
love that picture of us.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I took that. I
Yeah.
took that.
I honestly don't remember that picture being taken.
I know. Afterwards, I was like, "It's really nice meeting you." He's like, "We met." I'm like, "Okay, well, you had a good time."
Yes, he did.
Yep.
That was the night that we ended up in some random private suite upstairs with
We sure did.
Trump Jr.
Yeah,
did.
that's right.
Yep.
Is that where we
Yeah.
took the
Did.
picture?
Yeah, that's where we took it. And that like
Okay,
little,
gotcha.
you don't even remember getting up there?
No, I remember meeting Trump and Trump Jr.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, he went upstairs? You went upstairs?
That's where
Yeah.
the picture was taken. It was
Holy
upstairs.
He doesn't
Tracy, you
remember.
don't even drink.
Was it? Was that taken upstairs?
Yeah.
I thought that was
Yeah.
downstairs.
No, it was
No.
upstairs.
Now that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, your friend was works at Huxworks or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she gone.
Yeah. I didn't mean to
Yeah.
leave. I'm back. That was me trying to.
So,
meet
anyways,
Don't call it
that was
fun.
my hero, the bartender. She killed it
Okay.
that night.
There you
Put
go.
up with a lot of jackasses.
Kim. I bet that was a fake name, but so Kim the bartender, you get a ride on Lead Force One. Any other heroes?
Yeah, they'll come at the end of my jack wagon though, because they all tie in together.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll release Ton. So Ton, do your jack wagons and your heroes.
There
Okay.
we go.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
I got a hero, and it's a Leadhead Brigade nominated hero also, and it's Evan. I got a couple of emails from our listeners and messages on the grams thanking you for your coverage of SHOT Show this year. They said you did an excellent job, and
Nice.
you are continuing to do an excellent job with the post that you are doing, post SHOT Show post.
Good to hear.
Yeah, so
Does that mean I get a ride on Lead Force One?
you get a ride on Lead Force One,
Nice.
Plus-
First class.
Corinthian leather seats,
Yeah, buddy.
first class service.
Dude, I've never gotten a ride. I always get the jack
Yeah,
wagon
well.
train from Lefty.
Maybe next year, huh?
Can't win. He threw me on the jack wagon train I think twice in the
Wait.
last couple episodes.
Deserved it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Because we're bitching about the chips. They come in volume, bro. It's
Dude,
volume.
motherfuckers putting pretzels in the goddamn trail mix. What the fuck is that about?
All right, I got him
Seriously.
started.
Dude,
Hey,
tune me up.
so I'm gonna who makes Doritos? They're my heroes.
Leg.
With a new
You know,
nacho, they came out with a new cheese flavor. It's not nacho cheese, but some kind of new cheddar cheese flavored Doritos. They're so good, and they come in a big giant bag ton, and
Is
it's
it filled all
only
the way, or is it just filled a quarter of the way so they can fuck with
It's-
my emotions?
more than a third of the way. So
Dude,
Yeah.
it's a big bag. But yeah, so they're my heroes for coming out with a new flavored Dorito because I love Doritos. All right,
fill those bags up, sons of bitches. Oh, and I digress.
shoot, you're up.
All right. SHOT Show and NSSF and all the people that they are now letting be considered media and influencers. I'm throwing all those motherfuckers on the fucking train.
Okay.
I had so many of these sons of bitches come over to the booth, hit me up wanting free product. I have 16 followers. I just started this channel. It's going to be
wait a
big.
second. So what booth was this?
I was at Firebird. Firebird
Oh,
Target.
I meant to stop there and get a patch. See, I just
I got
wanted
some.
patches. I didn't ask anybody for free stuff, and I still came home with three new guns.
We have now to be considered media or influencers, you have to have pretty much a channel and at least a follower. And
One?
yeah, pretty much. All
Tracy,
you have
I'll
to
follow you. I'll follow you. Create a channel. You got your #1 supporter right here.
you guys, and in full disclosure, I know who both of you are, and I have already checked all your stats. I was like, sweet. I told Lefty, I was like, finally some legitimate influencers. because I would get these people that come
I
up
would
to me and
like
hit me
to
up.
take a step back and say that now you've offended me because I hate the word influencer, and you keep referring to us.
Thank you.
I hate it so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.
So now
Thank
you've
you.
offended me. I said I'm not easily offended. You went there.
But I also have to give you a shout out for actually taking the time to go through our pages and to see that we actually were not just pretty faces that hold a gun and take naked photos. We're out here like
we call it gun bunnies, and you are not gun bunnies. And I do not have gun bunnies on my show, so
I've been in the film and television
that,
industry.
You know what? I will say this. I don't get called gun bunny like I used to. I used to get called gun bunny all the time, which is crazy because back then when I was called gun bunny all the time, I was training with some of the top instructors across the country, like all the time. Like I haven't trained as much, but ammo prices are a bitch.
Dude, seriously.
So, you know, but
bitch, everything's.
Yeah, I mean, I actually train, I shoot, and build guns.
And I came
Lego guns, I should say.
Tracy, it's called operating. You operate. You know how to operate,
motherfucker.
So does Ashley. Ashley knows how to operate too. Hey, you started it, ton. Go.
Hey, with as much as your mouth is running, you should be skinny. Get back to the gym.
I think they want to put you on the jackwagon train, is what I'm hearing.
Well, no, this is it. Because when I've been in the film and television industry for many years, back then it was called your personality. Then all of a sudden the social media's hit, and now you're an influencer. Okay, cool. Whatever title you want to call it. Yeah.
Talent.
So my biggest bitch is these people, because I went through both your social medias. I actually knew who you were, and I was like, okay, cool, they're legit. But we would get these people coming over to, and this goes back years, to whatever company I'm working with. You should give me some product and some money, and I'll do a shout out. Oh, it's going to be the best thing. It's going to blow your company up. And you get these owners of these companies that are just throwing product and money at these people. It got to the point now where someone walks up and wants product or money. Go to the Instagram, hit their followers, and go through the top 20 people. How many out of that top 20 are bots? And I'm like, you motherfuckers are buying likes, buying followers, and trying to sell yourself through fake. There's no ROI on you. I've told them. And
I'm just happy to hear that you do that, because most companies don't. They look at the numbers and they look at they just automatically assume that's real.
Exactly. And I'm like, look at their comments. So they're commenting back. I said, that's because they want to show engagement. So they have one green number on that list. And I went to this guy's page, 3.2 million followers.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I clicked on his followers on his phone, went to the top. It says posts, followers, people he's following, subscribers, spam. Right there. It says spam. It said 2.8 million spam.
Wait, what do you mean it says spam?
How do I do this? I'm going to be checking other pages out. Because that's the first thing I do is I go immediately to views. Because obviously, I got shadow banned going to SHOT Show. So you won't see a ton of gun content on my page because and the weirdest part is I sit on the meta board. So when they release things, they'll call me. I sit on because they want an opinion on things. And I give it to them straight up. This is absolute shit. Don't do this. Switch to this. So my page isn't always shadow banned, but I'll ask them, dude, I'm a cop. You guys hate us? And they're like, yeah. Anytime you do #SHOT Show, anytime you show a gun, anytime you do anything, you get shadow banned. I've been shadow banned all week, and I still have more views than certain people that have millions of followers. And I'm like, something ain't right. Exactly. I am so happy that you do that. Thank you very much.
I call people out, and I told Lefty when I got back, I said, man, overnight, I ended up with almost 8,000 new followers. Because I called a couple people out, and I'm like, what they do is they get pissed off at you, and they go on these websites for $5 and buy you a shit ton of followers just to screw up your analytics.
To get you shut down. It'll get you shut down if they buy too many.
We must have done something right, Evan, because we lost followers.
So I go like this constantly.
Oh, yeah.
Constantly. And I just don't watch it. I don't care. So I just if it happens, it happens. I don't care.
Yeah, I went through both your profiles. I was like, holy shit. solid. And I told him, I said, about fucking time there's a real personality that is behind the page. Because I go through these and I get hit up all these time, and you see these so-called influencers walking around strutting their shit.
Anybody specific you want to call it? You want to name names?
You don't want me to start that fire. Dude, because there's some snaggletooth bush pig that I'm fucking done with.
Do it!
I want to know who was
Do it! Don't be a bitch!
Dude, I'm like,
tell us off air.
I'll tell you off air, because I've called her out and
it's a
pissed her
girl,
the
too.
fuck off. But I'm like, going back in the day, I got shut down in 2015 with 3.5 million followers on my first YouTube. I was one of the first people to get flushed. And I worked for Discovery Channel. I worked in film and television, hosted TV shows. They shut me down for gun content that had been on since one of the original hunts I went on. It'd been on there for a couple of years.
So people were reporting it.
Yeah, I've had 3 Instagrams, not shadow banned, completely shut down. And I'm like, okay, cool. And these were all in the couple 100,000. And anytime something goes on with Instagram or YouTube, they attack people. But if they're letting influencers, so-called influencers, pay the money, they won't shut them down. If you're buying followers and putting money back into their accounts, they won't shut you down. But if you don't play by their rules and you get up there, they cut you off. So NSSF, SHOT Show,
So I've been having this conversation with Scarlett because she had no idea. She was working so hard after her account got shut down to grow it back up again, and she was like putting so much heart and effort into it, and so stoked when she built it back up. And she was comparing herself with all these accounts. I'm all like, who should I show you? Who can I show you that it's all fake? That they're buying followers, they're buying likes? Because here's the thing. You can buy likes, you can buy follows, you can buy plays, you can buy comments, you can buy all this different stuff. Most people don't buy all of them. They'll buy 2 of them or 3 of them, but they don't buy all 4 or 5 of them. So there is always a gap where you can find that they are cheating the system.
Yes. And it's getting really bad now because some of the artist management groups out there are doing it for their influencers. They will actually go on and set you up. They're all, oh, we're going to take so much of a cut, but we're going to make sure that at the end of the year, you're going to have this many followers. And they're just buying them. And they're like, oh, we're legit. No, just don't mention what we do to get you these followers. We'll get more people, more companies sending you product. And what it does is it screws it up for the people that are really out there busting their ass. And it pisses me off.
I swear to God, I had this exact conversation with Scarlett 2 nights ago.
Dude.
2 nights ago. This exact conversation. And it sucks. That I walked around SHOT Show. I didn't try and get anything. Any deals I did and accomplished there were because people knew me. They knew what I do. They knew what I'm capable of. Anything that happened, that was why I got stuff.
Organic.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with, I didn't walk up and try and ask it. I literally this year didn't try and get anything other than patches. I was on a patch mission. So I came home with a ton of patches. But other than that, it's like Instagram is shadow banning me. You know, I'm just like dealing with all these different things. And now I'm competing with all these people that are buying fake likes and follows. So if someone wants to work with me, I feel like they want to work with me because they've seen what I've done in this industry for so long.
Yes.
That's why they want to work with me.
And
because they know that I've done something for a long time and I'm not running around asking for this and that.
Ashley, you're in a kind of a different industry. You're in the fitness industry there. And I'm sure you're not as shadow banned like the firearms, but you said anytime you do anything gun related, then you get shadow banned. I mean, I've been shadow banned since day one, but in the fitness industry, what kind of obstacles as far as, I guess, the social media platforms go, do you run into?
So
Wait, let me say this. Fitness industry is probably 100 times worse with the fake followers and likes and all that stuff than the gun industry.
Yeah.
So to piggyback off what Tracy said, a lot of companies will ask you for your analytics, which is great. And a lot of them will not ask for screenshots anymore. They're asking for actual screen recordings. And the reason why they're doing that is because as soon as you scroll down and screen record and start to go into all your settings, it will show what's bot, what's spam. And so you can't hide it anymore. Where back in the day, you could just screenshot, go to a screen that would skip that warning, screenshot it, or like the X in the corner, screenshot it and send it to them. And they're like, oh my God, this is so great. And then when they're repping everything and there's no sales, there's no one going to their page. Well, yeah, because it's a computer. They're not going to go follow another page from another page. But so for the fitness community, mine is a very delicate situation. And you're probably, I'm not trying to be like a dick or cocky. You're probably never going to find a page like mine because I have haters that hit me from all sides. So I have haters that hit me from cops. I have haters that hit me from fitness. I have haters that hit me just because they don't like my voice. But I also have a very unique brand of haters that hate me because I have the uniform and I also do bodybuilding. So they like, are you sexualizing the uniform? Well, no, I completely separate. So when I get haters for the fitness aspect, it's because usually some jealous wife at home, her husband follows me and she gets pissed and she reports me. And then she has all her little biddies, the little hens that cackle together and talk shit, come to my page and flood it and then report it. And then I'll get a page taken or a post taken down, or I'll get a warning like, hey, you can't post that. And I'm like, I am in a bikini. Like, why is that so offensive to people that I'm dressed like this when you go to a beach? Or if you don't wear a bikini on a beach, lose some weight. I don't know what to tell you. That's not my problem. Go to a fucking gym. Go on a diet. That's not my problem. Or, you know, maybe hook up with your husband a little bit more and he won't follow my page anymore. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, this is not my problem. This is your problem. And don't be jealous and report my shit. Like, we have porn stars on here that cover their pasties with like a dime and they're basically butt ass naked and their page isn't getting reported, but mine does. So I get a little bit frustrated with it. I try to do like maybe 2 police posts a month. Cause again, Instagram, even though I'm on their motherboard, will shadow ban me. I try not to do a ton of gun content, but at the same time, my page is also reaching up. Like I was up to 450,000, like 2.5 years ago. And remember when Instagram did that huge purge?
Yeah.
And it basically like unfollowed people, like my family members, it automatically unfollowed them from me. So the rumor was, and obviously Meta can't tell me, but the rumor was any page that did not interact with your page a ton, or any page that did interact with your page like a shit ton, like every day that had notifications on, they unfollowed it to try to like organically start your page over. Like it's either a bot or it's not a bot kind of thing. So like I would get people like my friends that would like, I'm like, why aren't you following me anymore? Like, what the fuck happened? Like, did we get into a fight? I don't remember. And they were like, no, I don't even know I unfollowed you. And then the same thing, people would be like, hey, why did you unfollow me? I'm like, I didn't unfollow you. So I just try to be very delicate. And sometimes I think like I have a backup fitness page I started, like maybe I'll keep that private and like start pushing like more like the sexier fitness content over there, and then like start gun content in here, and then just not really care because my page is already big enough. But it's a struggle, and it's a struggle to try to figure out what the algorithm is because it changes every month. And it does. If you guys don't know that, every single, it's on a timer. Yeah. Every single month, the algorithm changes. Instagram.
Is it worth chasing the algorithm? Is it
no, so that's why I just came up with my own. That's why I only do 2 police posts a month. The rest is fitness. I do funny content, like even the tomboy thing. Like I'm surrounded by all these beautiful girls at SHOT Show, and here I am in jeans and shit kicker boots. Like that's just who I am. So like I like to do like the comedy aspect of it and the wheeling aspect, and I try to grab different groups at different times and like keep them hanging on by constantly changing my content. It isn't the same every day. They're not looking for that uniform pic every day. They're not looking for, my ass and titties every day. It's like something different. Like maybe it'll be today, but maybe it'll be next week. So I just kind of try to keep it. But just so you guys are aware, if you also didn't know this, Instagram and Facebook monitor your messages. They monitor your likes. They monitor your comments. So if you go to a page that is constantly shadow banned and you like all their content or you comment on their content, or you send that post in a DM to somebody else, and Instagram has that flagged, you will be shadow banned. So I don't like any political content. I don't send any political content. I don't like any political content. I don't comment on it, because if you are not on their political side, which you guys know what I mean, they will shadow ban you.
You're playing their game.
I'm trying my best.
Self-censoring.
They're doing
You're doing exactly what they want you to do. You're self-censoring.
You're self-censoring, and then that's what they want you to do.
But here's the thing: you don't have to like it.
To self-censor.
You don't have to like it for the content to get out there. That's what I try to people. It's fly underneath the radar.
Yep.
It is the quickest way to get. Speaking from back in the day, the quickest way to get caught by the cops is stand out in front of everybody and scream the loudest. I let other people do that and fly below the radar, and you never get caught.
And whisper in their ear, like, "Yeah, keep going. You're being a badass." Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Like, but I would love to get, like, obviously more into the gun world and post it and not give a shit. And I feel like I'm at a point in my page now where I could do that if I wanted to.
Yeah, I haven't had the luxury of being shadow banned. They just delete my accounts.
I'm glad that has not happened to me. It did almost come close once. 3
times.
Oh.
So, John, you said you had a hero in all this too.
Yes.
And then we're gonna jump the shot show, because I know Tracy's got a big old birthday party to go to. Woo!
Yes, my shout out.
I wish. I'm actually sitting here as I'm listening and talking to you guys. I'm working. I shot a MMA weigh-ins today. Shot, like, photographed. And I've got to get the photos up to them as soon as possible. So,
which fight's coming up? Which one's this?
It's Tough Enough. It's an amateur pro-am fight here in Vegas. It's kind of like the minor leagues for the UFC.
Oh, nice! I love MMA.
And you know how he said M&M then A, because he likes M&Ms.
MMA. That's what you heard, because.
Manufacturing is alive and well in Woodstock, Georgia, where some of the most innovative firearms solutions are created. From whiteboard to final assembly, Mean Arms designs, prototypes, and builds problem-solving products in the United States of America. Products like the Endomag, made from specially formulated proprietary polymers. The Endomag converts a 5.56 magazine to 9mm. Or the first of its kind, Mean Arms bearing delay upper receiver system that's a safer approach than conventional 9mm blowback alternatives. It's this innovative spirit that makes Mean Arms a trusted provider for the most unique firearms solutions. So, if you're looking for the most innovative domestically produced firearms products in the market, you're looking at it. To learn more, visit meanarms.com today.
All right, big boy, go. Hero.
Heroes go out to Ashley and Tracy, because I went through your accounts and you guys are legit, and I thank you for not being a scandalous asshole. You guys are awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thanks for being awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate that as well.
I didn't go through Paul's stuff because he can just shoot me. And
Paul screams America.
Yeah, America.
America.
He's legit. That Flood Munitions guy, I don't know. He's a little bit pasty and opaque. You can see through him. He hasn't seen sunlight or vitamin D in like 40 years.
He's quiet, but he's wild. I saw it firsthand.
He's a sneaky wild.
Chun, may I speak?
Go for it, brother.
I knew that I'd like to dovetail on what you said. I knew something was up the Tuesday morning in the press room. I've been going to SHOT for well over 20 years now. And there were more people piled into the press room getting the free continental breakfast and coffee than I've ever seen in there. It was, and I thought, I used to know, I mean, when I started going to this, like I said, I started going to the show when I was writing for print media. And I would walk into the press room and probably 75% of the people in the press room I knew personally. I knew who they were. I knew their names. It's the exact opposite now. I might be lucky to know not even 10% of the people that are in the press room. So yeah, you're right. And I know that NSSF, you know, when I got my application this year, you know, would you like your media badge or your media credentials? It had all the stuff. And the reason that we're in the position we're at, and I don't think there's any going back to it, is because everybody who used to go to SHOT Show with press credentials was vetted.
Yeah.
They were vetted by editors, by publishers. You know, when I started going, they said, who's your publisher? And at the time, there might have been 6, maybe 7 editors that were editing most of the gun magazines in the United States. Yeah. So it was pretty easy to make a phone call and say, hey, is this guy legit? And they're like, oh yeah, he writes for us. He does a column, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, or television shows. You know, I don't know if you know that Student of the Gun was a TV show on cable. Yeah. And anyway, so that was a vetting process. You know, in order to get a television show and to get on a television show, you have to be on with a network, and the network has to approve you. Now there's no vetting process. Vetting process is I own an iPhone. That's the vetting process. I purchased an iPhone XII or whatever. Yeah. And I went on the app, and now I have an app, and now I have an Instagram channel. And I knew it was coming several years ago. I was standing and waiting to talk to a marketing person at a booth, and the guy in front of me, he's like, yeah, I have a YouTube channel, and I need you to send me and I was like, yeah.
This was 27 years for me, and this was the year that I probably got hit up the most. And I said, hey, can I see your phone? Let me see your Instagram. And they'd hand me their phone. I'd hit the followers, and I'd scroll through. I said, bro, quit buying your followers, or hey, lady, quit buying your followers, and hand it back to him. I said, you're burnt. You're trash in my book. There's no ROI, and you're trying to scam me. So our first interaction is a scam. How do you think it's going to go the rest of our business relationship? So get the fuck out of here. And everybody's like, that person has this many followers. I said, no, they're 90% fake. Their top 20
Either
followers
that,
is fake.
Or they're 14-year-old Japanese kids. Oh, you know, they're kids in Indonesia or the Philippines or Japan. It's like,
so,
you know, if you're a firearms company and someone's like, oh, look at all these fans.
Andrew at Century was telling me about one of those 14-year-old Asian dudes that came up and was complaining about their guns. And he basically dismissed him roughly. But
there used to be this web app, and it was around for about 6 months. I don't remember what it was called, but I used it all the time because you could plug in anyone's Instagram account, and it would tell you the percentage of real followers it believed they had. It would also tell you how many of their followers spoke English and what other languages they actually spoke, or what countries they were from. And Instagram shut that down.
Yep, they bought them and shut it down.
They bought it and destroyed it.
Yeah.
Because that's how they make their money, is people buying this stuff. And I'm sure
because they can sell more ads because they have more people on the app, but they don't. What the advertisers don't realize is all those people aren't real.
Yeah.
Well,
Instagram doesn't care if there are fake followers. They pretend to care, but they really don't care.
Instagram,
look at what
TikTok,
happened when Musk bought Twitter, and he told them they had to report the bot percentage, and they're like, whoa, we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that.
Let's do this. Let's get into SHOT Show. And
let's do it.
Let's do it. I don't know who your hero was, Ton, but you lost
you weren't listening to me?
Oh, okay.
Ashley and Tracy.
Ashley and Tracy. There we go. That's right. Because they're real.
They're legit.
Real. They're legit chicks. Right?
I sincerely love that you check that, because I always feel like no one looks into that stuff.
Yeah. I don't think they know how.
I went to one of the top 5 gun companies and called them out for giving a guy who had clearly had fake followers, giving him guns. And I said, I don't know if you guys realize this. And I showed them. They still, in spite of me showing them, they still continued to do it.
Yes.
They don't want to be proved wrong.
Yeah.
And that type of thing is upsetting, like for someone like me, who I am a police officer. I do carry guns. I know how to shoot guns. And they might not give me a chance because I have a smaller page than these bigger accounts with someone that probably doesn't know how to shoot. They're buying their followers. Like,
you don't have a small page, so you don't.
That's all right.
No, your page is badass. I was like, oh shit. Both of you, I went through your pages. I was like, God damn, look at that. Actual interaction.
Did everyone here go to range day?
Hell
I didn't.
No.
I couldn't make it.
You didn't make it to range day?
Couldn't.
You didn't make it to range day? Paul, you didn't go to range day?
Dude, I'd rather slam my hand in a car door than do that.
To go to range day.
Thank you.
That's how I feel about the whole show, but anyway.
I love range day, but it was pouring rain this year.
Yeah, shitty weather.
It was rainy and it was cold, and you stand out there and you stand in line for 20 minutes to shoot 5 rounds to the new XYZ.
So
it's pointless.
Evan went. So Evan, let's get your take. Let's start on day one, range day. We'll get your take.
Hang on a second.
Okay.
Range day wasn't day one.
I know. It wasn't. I threw an event on Sunday, and Saturday I threw a range day myself.
Okay. Well, I did not know. Was that part of SHOT Show?
I mean, essentially, the content creators, not OnlyFans, content creators in the gun industry. By the way, content creator is what I started calling myself instead of influencer. And then COVID happened, and the OnlyFans models took over the word content creator.
Yes.
I'm very bitter about it because when I say content creator, people automatically think, oh, you must have OnlyFans.
Well, OnlyFans, they should have a U instead of an O in there.
Yeah. Back when let's put this bad. Back when I actually started getting monetized on MySpace. Yeah.
Nice.
One of the very first. Yeah, thanks. You were considered talent. You were talent, an entertainer.
Okay.
So I call myself an independent contractor. If anyone asks what I am, I'm an independent contractor. I'm here to work with you in different aspects. I can run your page. I can create content for you. I can do reviews for you. That's what I'm here for. So I always say, I don't say influencer. No offense. I just fucking hate it.
No, you don't have to say no offense in this crowd.
Yeah.
Influencers
I
is
just
bullshit.
hate it.
It's
bullshit.
Independent contractor.
So Paul and I identify as media. I would think you identify as media, right?
I'm a writer,
media,
producer, editor, author,
media, author, father. Sometimes you're a dick, but that's beside the point. So Sunday, I guess apparently Sunday kicked it off. So
I was at the range on Sunday, zeroing guns.
What happened on Sunday, Tracy?
Well, Saturday, a lot of the content creators for my Sunday event came in, and we headed out to the desert. And like BJ Baldwin brought all of his staccatos out there, and everybody had a blast shooting all his staccatos. I brought all my fun guns, force reset triggers, whatever. And yeah, we just had a blast. Originally, we were going to try and run through some training courses of fire with BJ, but it just kind of didn't go that way, and everybody just started shooting whatever. So that was fun. And then Sunday, I threw an event called, this is my 4th year doing it, called The Gift of Gun. And I bring in content creators from all over the industry. And I will tell you, going back to everything we've been talking about, it took me a long time to go through a lot of accounts and really pick out the people that I invited because of the fake followers and the fake engagement and all that stuff. So I had to pick out people that had real stuff. I had to pick out people that were willing to come to Vegas a day early and come to my event. But essentially, I got all sponsored. Everybody came in and built a gun. Built a 8-inch AR-9 pistol with an MP5 lower. So I got everything sponsored for that. You know, with the assistance of New Frontier Armory, they helped me a lot on stuff that I didn't get myself. it made it a lot easier to throw this event. Like I said, I've done the event 3 other times, and every time it was different. I did more of a gifting suite, so all the sponsors were on deck, all the influencers were on deck. It was like a mini expo or mini SHOT Show, but just so that the content creators could meet in person and shake hands with 40 or 50 different
where did you have this?
Sponsors. Every year before has been at range 702, so that we could use the ranges. And I would get all the gift bags would have enough stuff that people could go home and build a gun. Cool. In addition to whatever other stuff they got too, but they could go home and pretty much build a gun from everything that they had gotten. This year, I didn't want to have that many people. I didn't want to deal with that much stuff. So I decided to do a build class, because we're also trying to do build classes. I work with New Frontier Armory. So in the future, we're trying to do build classes there. So it was kind of like a good test run.
ARs?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so people can come in and build ARs. And so for this class, I actually helped anodize the lower, the upper, the handguard, and the Gearhead Works tail hook. And it took us to do 15 sets. It took 2 full days for people to do all the anodizing. So I told myself, I'm all, oh my God, what did I get myself into? But it came out so cool, and everybody loved it so much. I would do it every year again and again. I would put in 4 or 5 days of my time just to get it done, so it wasn't taken from the employees' time. That's how cool it was and how it came out. So everybody came in on Sunday in 2 stages, and we had like Real Avid sponsored, a bunch of vices, and then we had New Frontier Armory sponsored the lower, the upper, the BCG, the spring, the buffer, and I think that's everything they sponsor. So we had all different kinds of sponsors that come in on.
Did you post pictures up on your Instagrams of your?
What'd you say?
Did you post pictures up on Instagram of your build class?
I posted some stuff. There's more stuff on Gift of Gun Instagram, which, by the way, I kept posting flyers for the event, and Instagram kept dinging me for doing that when there was no pictures of guns. There was no sales of guns. There was nothing illegal. It was me throwing an event, and that was getting knocked by Instagram. So we actually had to have someone that works for Facebook come in and flag that as a friends and family account.
How do you get in touch with them to do that? I mean, I'm surprised.
Well, I didn't have that content. The owner of New Frontier Armory had a friend that works there. So that's not something that's common. It's not easy to get to. You just have to have that friend.
Jared has a person he can call at Facebook to yell at and tell them that they're being stupid.
Guns, gears, and gadgets?
I have pretty much quit Facebook.
Oh, you're Jared. Your Lefty is Jared.
No, my Jared.
What Jared?
Paul's son.
My son and COO, my business partner.
Oh, okay. I got myself confused there. Sorry.
You knew another Jared, right? Is that what it is? So that's awesome. Then you've been doing that for the past 4 years. You're going to continue to do that, it sounds like.
Yeah, I think I'm going to maybe do something at NRA. I kind of have talked to a couple sponsors already, and they're on board. So it's definitely a lot of work. And I will say that all that extra work definitely affected my entire SHOT Show. But I will tell you more about that when we get to that.
Don't we, Ashley?
But overall, it was great. We had Jesse Ray's Barbecue sponsored the lunch, and that is my favorite barbecue in town. So that was awesome.
So good.
Have you had it?
Yes.
Oh,
I used to live in Vegas for 9 years.
Oh, it's so good.
I miss that place.
Anything else happen Saturday, Sunday that we're aware of? Please. Please.
Sunday was the Beretta event. Beretta had an event at the Pro Gun Club.
And
as you know, Beretta is like many other companies. It's not just Beretta, it's Tika, it's Sacco, they're partners with Steiner and Burris now, Norma Ammunition and so forth. So they rented out basically the entire Pro Gun Club, and they set up multiple stations so that people could shoot shotguns, pistols, rifles. It was an all-day event, and it was fantastic. I believe that there were 200 media personnel that showed up and arrived for that. I don't know how many influencers there were, but the good news about that was I recognized a lot of people who are legitimate media producers and writers and television hosts and radio hosts and so on and so forth. We got Jared was given a Sporting Clays shotgun exhibition, and it was kind of cute because I say cute. One of the Beretta pro shooters, we were up on the line, and we were doing the Sporting Clays, and Jared's really good at shooting clays and shotguns and stuff. He's been doing it for a long time, and the Beretta pro guy came over, and he's like, he handed him one of the over-unders, and every time Jared would eject, he had 2 shells, and he was loading for him. He's like, just keep shooting, just keep shooting, just keep shooting. So we probably, between he and I, we probably went through 300 to 400 shotgun shells just during that event. Got in lots of reps, and then we shot the pistols and the rifles as well. But it was a really good event. All parties involved, and it was, for me, it was way more valuable than a media day because we could actually talk to people.
First year doing it?
No, it's the second. It was the second year doing it, and they've already booked for next year. I talked to the Pro Gun people because we did a training class the weekend after SHOT Show.
And NSSF's not trying to shut that down?
So actually, they used to do, I forget what it was called, but it was called the Try and Buy on that Sunday and Monday.
Terrorist Alliance used to do it in NSSF.
Yes, that was it. And Terrorist Alliance. That was Casey.
Yeah.
And he must have like I know COVID shut him down, obviously. And then he's so busy with Hyperion now that I
heard that NSSF was part of why they don't do it anymore either. They were always trying to get them shut down.
Oh, possibly.
Well, a lot of companies have been doing their own independent events for a long time. Smith & Wesson, when they started the media day at the range out in the desert, Smith & Wesson started doing their own event. They started doing their own standalone event. You know, the weekend before SHOT, you almost can't get into any of the Vegas ranges because somebody has booked them already. You know, that's the biggest weekend of the year. So if it's an indoor range, if it's an outdoor range, if it's whatever, somebody's already booked it. I don't know about SIG this year. Last year, SIG didn't have a booth, but they sponsored an independent standalone SIG invitation only event. I don't think John, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think, or Flood, I don't think they did it this year.
No, they didn't do it this year.
Yeah.
Was SIG even there this year at all?
No.
There was, they had some people that walked the show, but
they didn't have a booth this
year.
year.
Have a booth.
I think their event's going to come up later in the year.
So, any other events?
I went to the range and just helped the Huxworks boys zero all their guns in because apparently they just make suppressors in with zero guns.
So media day, whatever they call it these days. And this was your first one that you've ever been to. And unfortunately, you had shitty weather. But
it's always shitty weather. That's the trick. It's always shitty weather. It's always windy and cold and sometimes raining.
Shittier than usual because it was rainy. It was wet.
Yeah, it really wasn't that bad.
Talk about your experience.
Yeah, I mean,
as a newbie,
I spent a lot of the time at the Huxworks booth, just kind of helping those guys out where I could. Walked around, met up with Marco as well as Bilbo, and I really didn't want to stand in line at all the booths. It was more or less kind of like walking around with the people that I knew. Kind of met up with them, showed me some of the booths. I really just wanted to shoot some of the full autos, but the lines were way too long, so I didn't bother with those. The best part was standing in a line for like 2 hours for a cheeseburger. That was great. Loved that part of it. No, but I did get to shoot like the
9 food trucks or something, 9 or 10.
Yeah, it was well aware. Let's see, the Oracle Arms. I got to shoot their 2311. That was really cool. Shot Hollow Suns thermals. What was it? Sons of Liberty. They came out with a new 6 Max. Shot that. That seems like an interesting cartridge that they're trying to push. And then I went by the PWS booth, hung out with those people for a minute. But, yeah. What was that?
I said Paul's just shaking his head at the 6 Max.
Yeah.
God,
I never even heard of it. They were just telling me about it.
We do not need another freaking 6mm rifle cartridge.
Yeah.
Just let it mellow for a few years.
Fucking second that. Jesus Christ.
Everybody's got the next best thing, you know?
No, they don't. That's the thing is you buy a gun chambered in that, and 2 years later they discontinue it. Ask all the 224 Valkyrie owners how happy they are.
220 Swift?
What about the 22
Spitfire?
What was it, ARC that they were released?
22 ARC?
The ARC has legs.
That?
ARC has legs.
Yeah. Yes.
Because Hornady's behind it. The ARC has legs. The PRC has legs.
The 8.62? Is Hornady making 8.6 or not? I don't remember.
I don't know.
Let me look it up real quick. Keep going, Flood.
Go, Flood, go.
I mean, really, that was kind of it. Like, I really honestly spent a lot of time at the Huck's booth just trying to hang out under the tarp, under the tent with them, and just kind of helping them out because they're the ones who put me up down there and drove me down. So more or less just shooting that Gen 12 they had with the new 12 gauge suppressor that they made. So I was kind of enamored with that. Spent a lot of time there. Yeah, I mean, I kind of walking around, just shooting the shit with a few people, and most people were just complaining about the weather the whole time. Every booth I stopped by, they're like, yeah, great weather. I did hang out with the Keltec boys for a minute, shot the new Sub 2K Gen 3. That was pretty cool. Had the RSO yell at a few, or watched them yell at a few people because they would like rotate the barrel and they close it, and the barrel would be facing back. The RSO would come huddling over, yelling, "Hey, you can't do that!" So that was always fun watching that.
So how do you fold that gun without making? Do you turn the gun around? How do you or turn it sideways or?
Yeah, what do
you have to?
Sorry, my dog is going crazy over here. She's knocking shit over. Yeah, so when I folded it, I was on the range, but I folded it like sideways, and then I pointed the barrel downward so that the RSO didn't get mad at me because I wanted to test it out. I was curious. My main question was like, was there when you hinged it, did you have to manually rotate the forearm so that you didn't crack your optic? But yeah, it's just a manual. I thought maybe it was like a actual hinge in there that did it, but no, that's cool idea. I shot some of the HK guns, but
yeah,
I mean, there's nothing that blew my mind. And the things. Oh, never mind. I take that back. Flux defense, and antimatter. So those guys came up with the scope switch. You guys remember seeing that? We have like the sliding. You kind of do that motion on your forend.
Shake weight.
So yeah, the shake weight. So they came up with an electronic one. It's bit heavy, a bit overpriced, but it's really cool, and I like innovation in the industry. I see you shaking your head, but here's the thing. But innovation is good, man. Why not? Why can't people innovate, right? So I think it's cool that they're doing it.
Charge $10,000 for something that you could do with your hand. Why not?
Hey, that's a whole other industry. No, I think it's really cool.
Answer Tracy's question. The 8.6 Blackout Q designed that.
Kevin.
Yeah, but is Hornady making the round?
It doesn't look like it at this point. Nope.
It's like Gorilla Ammo has some.
Gorilla.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the one who was making it. I forgot.
Gorilla. Okay. I got some 308 by Gorilla. It's pretty good. I haven't had any issues with. I like.
No, they make good stuff. They make good ammo.
Yeah, Gorilla. All right, so there's range day, so it pretty much sucked as usual. Hey, so last year when I went, you know, remember those electronic bicycle thingies they had? Those were fun.
I love those things, even though there's a weight limit and I exceed it. Okay, it's still fun. Nothing funnier than a fat guy on a Segway or electric bike. Dude, that's just comedy.
So there's nothing fun like that out there, nothing unique, different outside the firearms kind of deal?
No, I didn't see anything like that.
Okay.
There's a couple like propane fire pits. People were huddled around. That's about it.
And yet I'm not allowed to go.
Yeah.
We cannot take any exploding. Hey, keep it up, Turbo. Cannot take any exploding targets to range day.
In the desert. In the middle of the desert.
Right.
In Nevada.
While it's raining.
With 100-mile-an-hour winds. Yeah. All right. So now can we get to Tuesday? Or anything else happen that we should talk about between?
Dude, I went around and ate food and food porn.
I went on Monday to the Staccato second range day. So Staccato is part owner of Prairie Fire, which is took over front site out in Pahrump. So they threw a range day out there, but they knew it was going to rain, so they set up the range 702. So they paid for everything, and just all the staff was standing around. So I was over there. They're all like, "Do you want to shoot?" And I'm all, "Yeah, why not?" And I was there with like BJ and Gun Fu Fighter and Scarlet and McDojo Life. So I had McDojo Life come out, and I'm not sure if you guys know who that is, but he has that page, 500,000 followers, and he calls out fakes, phonies, and frauds in MMA and in firearms.
Yeah.
And it's great. This page is great. But yeah, we went and shot at the range 702, and then it was cool because Scarlett's friends with the CEO of Staccato, so we got to sit there and chat with him for a while too.
Nice.
What's his Instagram?
Nate something.
It's gonna be great shit. I love that stuff.
Was
oh, you mean McDojo Life?
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, McDojo Life.
Was Jim Irwin at the Staccato event? The Kraken? Is he still with Staccato?
I don't know who that is.
Jim Irwin? You know Jim Irwin? The Kraken? You don't know Jim Irwin? Sure.
So the people from Staccato were out at Prairie Fire. They showed up around 6 p.m., but we were there for a second and then left at that point. We had already been there a while.
Yeah. So have they got that range up and going now? Everything's operational. Cool. I remember they were talking about it last year. Had Lanny on. She was talking about it. Very good. So Ashley, you're kind of quiet. So let's get Ashley's. Is this your first SHOT Show you've been to, or have you been to others?
No, this would be. We started going 6 years ago. This is my third one. I took a little break, a little hiatus.
I got you. So how
you go out
compared to your previous SHOT Shows?
Well, so the first one was obviously I was at a booth for the first one, which I will never do ever again. And there's no offense to being at a booth, but it's just that's not me. That's not my personality. It was cool to like meet people that like the only thing that's good about being at a booth is like you have a solid location where people can find you. But that's not me. I'm like a squirrel, and I probably have like undiagnosed ADHD, and I have to be moving and talking to people and all that good stuff. So that's why it's perfect with Tracy, because like we literally like go. Now it's hard because her and I keep getting like stopped and people want to talk to us and like take pictures and all that good stuff. But her and I are at the same time, we keep each other in track. We're like, all right, 5 minutes here. Let's move on to it. But so first year at a booth, second year, it was fun. I was with a whole different group of people, like with Vet TV. So it was like wild with that. But this year was my absolute favorite and my absolute best shot show because I got to see all my friends that I haven't seen in a couple years, but I got to hang out with my girls the entire time. And we just all stuck together. We walked around and like our bonds were amazing. It was so good to see everyone that I haven't seen in a while. I got to see old business people that I work with. I got to make new connections, make new friends. And it's something that like and I almost didn't go because my work has been absolutely insane lately. And I was just like, I don't know if I'm going to swing this. And then last minute I was like, okay, I already booked the flight like 2 months ago. I'm like, okay, screw it. I'm just going to leave my work behind. I'm going to enjoy my time and go out. And I'm so, so glad I did. Because it's awesome. Like Tracy's been there day one. So every year we hang out, we get closer and it's cool. We were talking about like one of the last days. It's really cool for us to, like I'm 36. I'm not young. I'm not this, like you guys call them gun bunnies. I'm not this young girl that's out here, you know, to try to get into this world. Like I'm in this world because I'm law enforcement. But we still have our core group of ladies and some of us are older and it's the same group that we've been with since day one. And it's nice to like be still with that same group.
Pup, what are you talking about? 36. Oh
yeah.
I'm
not this like young little girl.
36.
I'm not this young little girl, you know, like that we hung out with some young, so it's like it's cool to not see. I haven't seen a ton of new, very young girls that are trying to like infiltrate. Like it's just still our like core group. So it's just nice. And I had a blast and I made a lot more connections with businesses than I expected, which is great because again, I'm super organic. I just talk to people if they want to work together, great. But I'm not going to be that person that's like, oh my God, please give me free shit. Like, I don't need to do that. So, but it was a blast. It was fun. We went to a bunch of industry parties. Tracy and I don't drink, so it's good to sit back and watch everyone be absolutely wild. And it's amazing. It's hilarious. We have a lot of stories.
That because I'm sitting here with a red Solo cup.
There's ice in that cup.
Everybody's thinking that I'm like an alcoholic.
There's ice in that cup. I guarantee it. Is there not?
There's ice in this cup too.
Yeah. But no, it is funny because people will literally like I got back and they were like, oh my God, you and Tracy are like a riot. Like that was so much fun. We got so fucking hammered on Wednesday. And I was like, yeah, you got hammered, but Tracy and I didn't have a sip of alcohol. So I don't know what you're talking about, but we remember everything that your bitch ass did. So you want to talk about it or do you not want to know?
There you go.
It was a great time. Best shot show thus far.
Good. So it sounds like you're there for the people, which a lot of people do that for. Did you happen to go by any of the gun booths, and was there anything that you saw maybe that just caught your attention? Out of all the things.
I was going. I'm getting 2 ARs built this year. One of my buddies, who is a Pennsylvania State trooper, he works at the academy full time. He's building me 2 rifles. I'm not going to describe 100% what they are because they're going to be a surprise, and they're like my babies right now. So he gave me a list and he was like, go to these booths, check out their optics, you know, check out, I will tell you, they're both going to be, through Daniel Defense. So he's like, go there, check it out, feel, you know, like different grips, like, go to different accessories, definitely, like the flashlights, all the sights and stuff like that. Go to all these booths and check them out and see what you think and tell me what you like so we can build this exactly how you want to, because we're going to actually completely piece it together.
And guess who else is building you one?
Oh, wait, over here. This girl. We're actually doing a really funny collab, and I'm not sure how this is going to turn out, but we're doing a hilarious collab together coming up in the next couple of weeks, Tracy and I. But yeah, so just walking around, trying to figure that out, like checking out Aimpoint, checking out EOTech, and just trying to just trying to figure out what I like, what I want. And I'm actually not going to build the rifles identical because the whole point is to be able to compare and contrast, right? So I can do some videos on it and share with everyone like what it looks like, what it feels like, all that good stuff. So my first one will be very specific with things that I saw. the up and coming and what I want. And then the next rifle will be completely opposite. And I will go with different brands so I can try to like test those out and see, you know, kind of what I like. But I was also checking out the safes, the uniform companies, the tactical competition clothing companies, because I'm all about clothes. Again, like I told you guys, I'm like a tomboy, so like give me that t-shirt and rugged pants with some boots. Like I'm all about that. So that was what my main priority was when it came to the actual SHOT Show itself. But I am totally for the people, and it was going back to visit people and see everyone and just hang out and have a good time. You hustle during the day at SHOT Show, but then after that is when you have fun and you get to run into people and just spend time with them. Because again, most times we only see each other once a year. So you have to pack a lot into that, you know, those 6 days.
Yeah. Is the person building it from Daniel Defense, or is it?
Nope. He's just,
I know some people there. I was going to see if it was one of the guys I knew.
No, but we should link up after, because I don't know anyone there. And I've been trying to, they're the one company that I was like trying to be like, hey, like, this is what my ideas are. Like, if you could even help me and guide me, like what you think for females, like, you know, because again, yes, I'm a police officer, but do I know handguns or rifles inside and out? No. And I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and be like, yeah, I absolutely do. I don't. I'll be the first person. So part of this is also education for me to learn as much as I can. But I try to reach out to them, and I'm just a little peon. So they're like, bitch, we don't know who you're about. We're not going to talk to you. And I'm like, all right, thanks. I'll see myself out.
What are you issued at your department? What do you guys use, pistol, rifle wise, shotgun wise?
So we transferred all of our shotguns are now less lethals. So we do not even carry actual shotguns anymore. Nope.
You're shitting me.
All less lethals. New York State, bro. New York State.
You can't even have a rubber band gun without getting it into the city. You have to get
and the worst part
is
they
see what just happened in Israel? I'm just not sure. Did they see that?
Oh, you understand that this is New York.
So what kind of pistol do you carry?
So we have Glocks.
What kind?
We have the brand new 19s. Oh. The ones that just came out. We have Hollow Sun
10-round mag.
No, we have the fulls, 17s. Good guy.
Why? You shouldn't be allowed. Why? The people can't have them. You can't.
We are exempt. That's the only good thing about New York State is the cops are exempt. We are.
Definition of tyranny when there's two sets of rules.
That's why it surprised me that you went to non-lethal on the shotguns.
Yep, all of them got transferred over.
So what about your rifles?
SIGs.
Okay.
So that's and we have I'm sorry, what do we have? We have EOTechs on our Glocks, and we have Hollow Suns on our ARs.
Really? You're running Hollow Suns? Nice.
Yep.
What about as far as the mace and the handcuffs and all that? What company are you using? Is that ASP? Are you using their batons?
Yeah.
I got a grade in with them too if you need one.
I'm an instructor for them, and they just reach out. They want me to become an actual master instructor through them.
Speaking of handcuffs.
Speaking of handcuffs, are you going to use those on your birthday tonight?
Woo! No, if you just send us a video.
Handcuffs last week.
Oh my God, I forgot about this already.
Wait,
you guys, she does have to actually tell. And I wasn't with her. She was on her way to pick me up. I'm like, I wish I was with you. I could have been like, yo, I'm videoing this whole thing.
You can't bring up the handcuff story and not tell us. So.
Oh yeah, girl got arrested.
I didn't get arrested.
Temporary custody.
The truth, the fact that I ended up in handcuffs over this is a shame. It really, truthfully, is a shame. But I mean, I wasn't stressed out. I didn't make a big deal of it. They were super cool, even though they put me in handcuffs. They were super cool, and they let me go. So I mean, whatever. It was some young cops. What'd you say?
I said, what was the misunderstanding about?
So I was on my way to pick up our friend Travis, and he was at the Circus. And in front of Circus, there's two lights almost on top of each other. One turns into the front of Circus, and then one turns in the side road of Circus. And I forgot which one to turn on. So I started to turn in the first one, and I was all, oh shit. So I went to swerve out, And as I'm swerving, I'm checking over my shoulder, and there's a cop in my fucking blind spot. Sorry, potty mouth. And so I swerve back. They keep going. I come over, and then I get into the next turn lane, right? Well, I guess they went up and turned around because I had a headlight out. But then now I'm swerving too. So they're like, oh, this person must be intoxicated or something. But we all know I don't drink, so no big deal.
Pause. Because remember, what y'all need to know is Tracy drives that vehicle like she fucking stole it. This girl will do great in New York City because she is like in and out, bobbing and weaving and making turns and like all this stuff. So she has a headlight out. She swerves. She drives it like she stole it. And she swerved almost into a cop. So now continue.
Straight under the bus you go.
Yeah.
No, it's great. It's great. She just drives awesome.
Well, now mind you, I'm picking up Travis, and then we're going to pick up Ashley. And then I took us to the wrong hotel. So if I had planned it out right, Ashley would have been with me when I got pulled over and handcuffed. And it would have been hilarious. It would have been hilarious. I wish
with my phone the entire time, like this.
Like,
right. Oh my god!
Oh yeah. And okay, so I get pulled over. So I pull in exactly where Travis is. He's 50 feet away, but I don't realize this, right? They come up, and I'm looking through my stuff for my ID. Now, mind you, I had just left the Venetian, and to get out of the Venetian free, you have to use your ID as a local, right? So I had tucked it somewhere else. So I'm looking for my ID. Can't find it. And he comes up to the window, behind the column. He's back behind the column. Comes up to the window. And then he asks me if I have any weapons in the car. And I said, yes, I am a concealed carry holder. So at that point, he tells me to stop looking for my ID. He said, can you step out of the car? And I said, yes, no problem. I'm not arguing with him. Obviously, he's concerned about the fact that I have a concealed carry firearm on me. So he pulls me out, and he goes, hey, I just need to put you in handcuffs because I guess there was a Thai cop that got killed last year here in Vegas. I don't know if you guys heard about that.
Yep.
And so these guys were really young, and they were being overly cautious, and has me lean up on the front of the cop car, puts me in handcuffs. Travis is watching the whole thing and not fucking recording it.
Fired.
And I go, Travis, why wouldn't you record that? He's all, well, I didn't want, to offend you or blah, blah, blah. I was all, you could record it and then you could have deleted it or whatever if I had an issue with it. And he's all like, oh, well, I didn't know. Anyways, so they run my ID. They see my concealed carry. They unload my gun. And I mean, somewhere in there, I feel like they did some things that they probably shouldn't have, tell you the truth. But whatever. I wasn't making a big deal of it. I didn't care. Like, they were actually really, really nice and friendly. They were just like being cautious. And I wasn't concerned because I didn't do anything wrong. I was not worried about anything. And so Travis is watching this whole thing, not recording it. I'm very disappointed because I would have liked to have put that on social media. That would have
been viral, yeah.
Right. And after they check everything, they're all like, hey, we pulled you over, and they explain the reason why. And I was all like, I get it. I totally get it. And they said, after we leave, you can, because they put it in my trunk, you can take it out of the trunk and you can reload it and so on and so forth. But they end up talking to us for another 15 minutes standing there. And she's like texting, where are you guys at? And I'm all like, handcuffs. I'll tell you about it in a second. And
I don't think it's anything cop related.
Yeah,
I'm just like, okay,
no idea.
Whatever you're into.
No,
I support
this
it.
is the funny part. Okay, I'm first off dressed super sexy. I've got like this bodysuit on with like a zip down front. You know, it stands out. So these guys pull up in a beat up like Toyota RAV4 or something. And the one in the passenger seat is cupping his hand away from me like this. But I could see that it's a badge. And it's like a narcotics team pulled over to see if they needed help with a chick with blue hair handcuffed on the front of the fucking cop car. Because my titties are halfway out.
The Kel-Tec Sub 2000 is a name and firearm platform synonymous with innovation. This year, we're looking forward to welcoming even more to the fold with a twist. The new Sub 2003 takes Kel-Tec's iconic folding carbine to the next level by allowing you to leave a fixed optic, lights, sights, or other accessories on the firearm even when it's folded away. To fold the carbine for storage, press down on the trigger guard while pulling back on the end. Rotate or twist the forend until a side slot on the leading end snaps into the retention latch on the buttstock. To unfold the carbine into the firing position, press the latch release button on the end of the buttstock and pull the forend up and away, while rotating or twisting it until the forend engages with an audible snap into the back half of the carbine. Compact and ready for use, the Sub 2003 weighs in unloaded at 4.2 pounds, with a compact folded length of 16.15 inches and an overall length of 30.45 inches when unfurled for use. From the backcountry to personal protection, this versatile go-anywhere tack driver is the perfect multi-purpose addition to any collection. Innovation, performance, Kel-Tec.
So, Officer Ashley Smith, analyze this traffic stop for us. How many of your rights were violated during this traffic?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, our law is a little bit different. We're obviously way more strict than that. So I don't know how the laws work out there. But I mean, if they took her out just to make sure. I mean, she said that she was coming from SHOT Show too. I guess one of the cops too went over to Travis and was like, "Hey, you're standing out here. Are you with her?" Or she pointed to him and he was like, "Yeah, I'm with her." And they were like, "Are you carrying too?" And he's like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Stay there." So like they were all about it. Like I get it. Like whatever. They're nervous. I mean, Tracy said that they looked pretty new too. So you know, I can't hate on them for if that's what they do out there and if they got nervous.
I mean, I don't understand that part of it.
Of what?
When they handcuffed her, that seemed like a major violation right there.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't have any idea what their state law is. I'll tell you, like, whenever someone has, like, a pistol permit for us, by the time we get out of our car to go up to a stop, 911 has already told us. It's an automatic flag on your license if you have a pistol permit. So walking up, they'll say, hey, it's called Signal 44. And so we're like, all right, the first thing that we do when we get up there is, hey, I stopped you for this reason. I see that you have a pistol permit. Do you have the weapon on you right now? Yes or no? Yes, I do. Okay, do me a favor. Just put your hands on the wheel. Don't move your hands. Don't freak out. Don't panic. No big deal. It's not a big deal. Where is the weapon located at this time? And then they'll tell us, and we'll just say, hey, listen, you do have a valid pistol permit, so that's fine. Don't touch the gun. Don't go near it. Keep it in its exact spot. Keep your hands on the wheel at all times. And then usually, like, if another officer will hear Signal 44, they're already starting just in case. But we won't rip anybody out for anything like that. But again, I don't know that there's state laws out there. So
because what we know is people who go through the process to get state permission slips are the threat. They're the biggest threat.
Again, Paul's sarcasm.
I know.
True. There. So.
You know what's awesome about being where I am right now is I didn't have to ask anyone for permission to do anything.
Right.
I don't remember the last time I've been in Vegas and pulled over where they didn't ask me first, parole or probation.
Really?
And, oh God, I get it all the time.
Oh wait, so do you have like a flag? Do you have an indicator on your license then?
Nope. They
he
come
has
out.
his body. Look at his body.
It's his face.
Yeah, it's all in the
You just
face.
automatically think you went to prison?
Oh yeah, I get asked.
Or his decrepit finger.
Hey, I'm a freaking hand model. There's nothing wrong with these.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. That's why we love you.
Jeez, would you beat it like it owed you money? Is that why it's all cramped like that?
Those got taken off by an alligator.
Oh, that'll do it. Where do you live? Florida?
I'm in Texas, and then this one I blew out the tendon and just never got it fixed.
Damn, looks like you're throwing up gang signs right now.
I know that's probably why they keep pulling me over.
Probation or parole. I get it.
His wife insisted that he keep it that way.
I can tell. That a girl.
Love or hate finger, you pick.
All right, back to the SHOT Show. And
are we still talking about the SHOT Show?
Well, I mean that was kind of where I told you we go.
We were on Tuesday.
Squirrels.
We're 142.36 into this, and we
Chasing
haven't
squirrels.
even talked
So
about Tuesday yet.
I called Ashley, and she did not believe me
about getting arrested.
No.
Yeah.
She's like, I just got put in cuffs. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Whatever freaky shit you're into, congratulations. Where the fuck are you? I'm starving. I'm going to eat this drywall at this point. She's like, no, I'm serious. I'm like, yeah, okay. And Travis is in the background, like, no, she's serious. And I'm like, well, what the fuck happened? Why didn't you call me? And she's like, I kind of couldn't have. I was like, well, what the fuck? I wish I was with you. And I go, and then the first thing I said was, Travis, did you record it? And he's like, no. I'm like, damn it.
Fired. He's fired.
Damn it.
Fired, right? What the hell? Why did you not record
Lacking.
me?
I remember my first time with a camera.
Car in handcuffs.
But I mean, that's a good friend. That's a solid good friend. He wasn't even going to tell me. That's a good friend.
Yeah.
And then the whole time, so Travis is like this big old white dude with dreadlocks that come down longer than my hair. Beard, like he's just an avid hunter. Like his business literally is hunting iguanas. That's what he does. He takes people on guided, paid for hunts.
The dirty hippie.
Yeah. Fucking, he's the coolest dude I've ever, like top 10 coolest dudes I've ever met in my whole life. Like so much fun. I'm so glad he was here all week. But he was like, this whole time he like, I invited him to come. So he's like, Ashley, the whole time I'm thinking, what the fuck friends do you have? Why is she getting pulled over? I know Tracy, but like, I didn't know she was into crazy shit. Why is she getting arrested? What are you doing? Does she have drugs in the car? Is she illegal? She's suspended? Like, does she have a warrant? And I'm like, that's what's all going through your mind? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh my God. So then the fact that he wasn't even going to tell me, like, that's a good friend. It's a very good friend.
Dude, I want to give him so much shit for not recording.
I know, right?
Oh,
he was.
Dude,
he was bummed.
He loses at least 2 dreads for this.
Do we need to bring the jackwagon train back and throw him on the jackwagon?
Yeah, no.
The dirty hippie is on the train.
Dude, he's such a cool dude.
He is awesome. He texted me just a little bit ago to wish me happy birthday.
Yeah, he's a great dude.
Yeah, we had a great time with him. Mm-hmm. And then we got dragged up to Trump's suite that night.
Dragged up? I'm sure you didn't want to go, did you?
I was good for about 10 minutes.
The whole time we were up there, we were like, because we couldn't bring Travis with us. We're like, should we go? Should we leave? Should we go?
You were texting him, like.
Yeah, I was texting him the whole time, sending him videos and stuff. Like, I didn't want him to leave. So we ended up, one of Trump's guys was such a dick to me. I was all like, cool, I'm out.
That's not good.
I mean, his staff was stressed out because they didn't expect it to be so packed. Like, I talked to some of the guys. I talked to them after, like, we left, like, when we all got back home. And they were just like, listen, this was an impromptu trip. We weren't ready for it. We didn't plan it. We normally go and scope things out. We didn't get to do any of that. He was just like, let's stop here. We're going to go say hi to the girls, which was our group. And then there was a point, one of them was like just really, really stressed out and was like being a dick. And Tracy was like, these girls are in this room because of me right now. I'll take all my fucking girls with me and I'll get out of here right now and you'll be left with all these dudes. And I was like, fuck it, let's go. So, I mean, we didn't even, and there was like, her and I are sober. So like, we're watching like stuff go on. I'm like, this is so awkward. I'm like, I'd rather just be down there with everybody else. Like, I don't need to be up here. And I know Don because I went out to Falcor in Montana for a week and he was down there. So like I've known him before and like he's a cool dude. He's super quiet and chill, but like I'm not fangirling. Like I'm good. Like nice to see you, sir. Appreciate what you're doing. You gotta go.
I was fangirling.
I know you so were. You so were.
Dude.
I was like, what? I get to meet this dude? All right, cool.
Yep.
Check out my jumpsuit, yo.
Yep.
I gave him one of my stickers.
Yeah,
But yeah.
I had to hear. I brought that up when I was talking to him. I was like, great. I said, I saw you take a picture with one of my boys. He's like, that was a very interesting outfit.
It was awesome. Awesome.
I had run into Trump earlier at Shot on Tuesday, I think. Don Jr. I keep saying Trump. Don Jr.
Trump Jr.
And he turned around and he was like, whoa, blue. And I ended up taking a picture with him, posted that on my stories. I said, hey, we come in all sizes, shapes, and then parentheses, and colors. I said, I'm building an AR-15 today or tomorrow at, Real Avid booth. Come on by. Because I was like, because he was clearly like thinking blue hair liberal. And when I saw him again in the suite that night, that's exactly what he said. He's all like, I can't tell anymore. It's just, you think blue hair liberal, blah, blah, blah. I'm all like, I get it. I'm not offended. I understand. But.
All right, let's do this. Let's go to listener questions. And I don't know if any of you might know this or not, but I hadn't heard about it. Bonafide Breed, can we talk about the situation? He says shit-uation at Circle Bar, or is that off limits? So what happened at Circle Bar?
Fight. There's a big fight, but Tracy knows more about it.
Okay.
I filmed it.
Yep.
Did you?
Really?
Yes. See? Not fired. Travis, I just messaged him and he's fired. He says hi.
Well, I filmed it because last year I was standing 2 feet away from the big fight that happened at Circle Bar last year, and I could have pulled out my camera and I didn't. And it ended up being this like war between USCCA people and Blue Force Gear people going back and forth about what really happened. Like USCCA didn't even think their guy was in it, So whatever. So this year I recorded it, and then that shit blew up, and I have tons of people hitting me up for that.
Was it the same people?
No, completely different people. This is like a veteran and Tier Tactical. TYR Tactical. I guess they were former employees of Tier Tactical.
Hold your phone up and show us the video.
What night was that?
I'm talking to you on that phone Wednesday night after.
Somebody actually posted it because I saw it going around on someone's page.
Yeah, someone had a different version, not my version, but
I mean, all you see is the point that you see is there's one of the guys breaks up the original fight, and people like fall on the ground. And then the main guy that broke up the fight, and he was not trying to fight. He was just trying to hold the other guy down because he just didn't want anyone to get hurt or anything like that. He lets the other guy up, but then that other guy goes after that other guy again. And I've heard so many stories about it in comments. Like some people say it was because it was a racist comment. I mean, Tracy, you'll obviously know more. But I guess it was going on for a little bit before it actually like popped off. So
okay,
it ain't SHOT Show without drama.
Damn
I
straight.
missed the part where they were talking shit because it gets loud around Circle Bar and you're not paying attention. But when the fight started, I put up my phone. I walked over because I was as close as you can possibly be, and I'm recording when they hit the ground to the guy that was trying to pull him off of the rest of the fight. And when I look at the video, well, let's take a step back. As I'm recording them on the floor, I look over to the other group that are tussling on the floor, and I think it was a hooker. I'm not 100%. You know how there's hookers hanging out. I swear it was a hooker. She sits on top of them, but I'm recording this way because they're fighting in front of me. I look over, and the hooker sits down on top of that fight.
What does she charge for
that? Falls
that?
backwards pretty much on her head.
Like dramatically, almost like on purpose. Like,
I don't know why. And I end up moving my camera that way. And some girl comes over and pulls her skirt down. Her thong was all showing and stuff. And I look at the video, and the guy who was on the bottom this guy was on top, big guy on top of him, and then the veteran was on the other veteran, the one that got attacked was on top of him. And it's Devin. I know Devin. I've known Devin for years. So Devin was on top of the two of them. The other guy pulls Devin off. They hit the floor near me. That's where I'm filming. I see the chick fall backwards. I'm like, what the fuck? I film over here. The guy on the very bottom had the big dude in a guillotine choke. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, okay, but I don't know what is going on here right now. But yeah, it was
Devin from Canada.
What'd you say?
I said Devin from Canada.
Devin lives here.
Oh, okay.
He's the one in the sling. He's the one-armed guy. He got injured in a motorcycle accident or something a few years ago. I remember when all that happened.
So apparently the video's floating around out there. So if you guys want to try to find that, I guess I don't know how you find it. But circle.
I went to bed early.
It was up and it got taken down, as far as I know.
Yeah, I saw 3 different videos and then they kept pulling them down.
Yeah.
Who pulled them down? In social media, Instagram?
It said post was removed by the user. So whoever posted it evidently pulled it down.
You think SHOT Show was telling them or asking them to pull it down?
Shit,
I have no idea. Everything I read about the guy who started the fight is that he actually does this frequently. I don't know. Like, it's not his first time, like, starting shit for no reason.
I gotcha. Ton for Kristen. What's going to be on the purchase list now after seeing what these companies are now offering? So, out of all the stuff that you guys went there and did you add anything to your list? You're like, I got to have this. I want this.
Yeah.
Paul?
I've decided to sell all of my gas-operated rifles and swap them out for lever actions.
Right there.
I love being a lever action, buddy.
Yeah, Air Precision released a lever action this year. And then I saw that Falcor Defense did a 50 cal. But here's the thing. Everybody keeps asking me what I saw at SHOT Show. And I'm not joking when I say I'm bummed out how my SHOT Show really went, because I didn't see enough stuff. I didn't see everybody I wanted to see. I didn't see all the booths I wanted to see. And I didn't look at stuff. Like,
same.
I don't even know how to explain where the time went, but when you walk around with me actually Charlotte, what'd you say?
It's not possible anymore. The way it's everything, the floor is so spread out. They doubled or tripled the size of the Caesars Forum, because last year I saved Friday for Caesars Forum, and this year I thought, well, I'll go over there and I'll cover it, and of course they doubled it or tripled it this year. And so I walked in there realizing there's no possible way I'm gonna cover this. So it's just, thank the Lord they did away with the hallway tables. But that was just asinine. That whole hallway table thing was asinine. But you still got the ante rooms, you have the side rooms, you have the basement. Now you've got Caesars. It's just so spread out. There's no possible way. So I don't even try. I just go to try and see my friends and talk to acquaintances and business partners, and that's it. I used to go when it was in the old convention center, and I could, when it was in the original Las Vegas Convention Center, in 4 days, I would literally hit every single aisle, and I would cover everything I needed to cover. And Friday afternoon was my finish up. You know, who did I miss? But it's not possible anymore. And they keep saying, "Oh, we want to grow it. We want to grow it." Just pump the brakes for 5 seconds. You don't need to grow it. Calm down. You've already got country club memberships. If they're going to grow it, they need to add another day. Unfortunately, people don't want another day, but most people are gone by Friday anyway. Well, that's because there's not another day. If there was one more day, they would stay one more day.
Just do 2 smaller SHOT Shows instead of just one.
Yeah, no shit.
If that's what I do, but I think there's enough shows that go on throughout the year that,
and they're adding more.
Yeah, and they're adding more. That the SHOT Show
SCI is going on right now.
Yeah, I was there yesterday.
I'm headed to Great American.
NBS or something, and something.
NBS starts tomorrow here in Fort Worth. Then Great American,
American
this Saturday. I'm headed
And
to
that's
that.
10 days long.
Yep. And then I get back from that. I head to Enforce TAC in Nuremberg, followed up by IWA, and then come back and then hit all the little shows.
Yeah, there's plenty of gun shows out there.
But I did see something that was pretty cool.
Let's hear it.
Henry came out with their lever action 5.56
MagFed.
I don't want to hear about it.
MagFed, thanks for covering that, Evan.
Way to go, Evan.
Yeah.
Were you hungover?
No.
No, that thing is pretty badass. Ruger had some pretty cool stuff. Ruger Marlin, their Dark Series,
Smith and
1895,
new one.
They have quite a few new rifles over at Ruger. Then Benelli, they got a bolt action 300, 308 coming out. So there was quite a few new stuff, but there was also a lot of stuff that manufacturers just knocked off from someone last year and put different lipstick on that pig and trying to sell it as their new model. But that's every year.
You mean like Smith & Wesson and Keltec? Let's call a spade a spade. Thank God that Smith & Wesson was making lever actions this year. That way they didn't have to send their R&D team over to Keltec to figure out what they were going to make.
Yeah, pretty much. It's cute.
Well, Between Ruger and Smith & Wesson, if Keltec didn't exist, they wouldn't know what the hell to make.
Yeah. That shotgun right there is what you're talking about, Smith & Wesson? Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. They discontinued that, didn't they? Did they discontinue it, or did they just recall it and then...
Yeah, I think they just had a recall.
Evan, did you shoot the Daniel Defense pistol?
No, I didn't shoot it. I messed around with it at the booth. It's I don't know. I wasn't thrilled on it. Yeah, I mean it's pretty high price.
I heard it's like a cross between a 2011 and a Glock.
Isn't it the Hudson? Didn't they just take
It's the Hudson. They bought the Hudson patents.
The Hudson.
It's the Hudson. That's what it is. And I don't know what kind of crack they're smoking. It's like the Hudson failed for a reason. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a DD on it and call it the...
They failed.
Our gun.
I wasn't a good businessman. Is major. They failed. But
dear Lord, people can buy really high quality 9mm for $499, and you're like, well, we're going to sell you one for $1,000. Like, are you though?
Speaking of, I am building my first polymer 90.
Oh, this is scary,
dude. Does it have a serial number on it?
No, it's an 80%er. This is the first one that I've done. First pistol that I've done.
You've just been flagged.
And I don't
know. It's been nice talking to you, man.
Yeah.
You remember Lefty? He left.
Yeah.
These aren't illegal. These are legal.
For the moment.
Depends on who you ask.
Yeah.
Depends on who you ask.
This is a 80% arms one, and I got to say it's a piece of shit because their holes don't line up with their pieces. So I got to figure out some milling.
You didn't have to drill the holes yourself?
Well, I drilled the holes perfectly straight, but when you put the slides in, the metal slides in, it doesn't go down far enough to line up with the holes. Everything else lines up.
Just heat up the pins with a torch and drop them in.
Oh, fuck, dude. This is quick.
That's maybe what I did.
Dude, just film it when you pull the trigger the first time. Oh, please.
All right, does it have a blank plate?
Are you supposed to carve out the inside for the locking block to drop in, or it just drops in?
No, all I had to do was drill the holes, and then all these had tabs on it, so I had to file the tabs down. There was like,
well, have you gone to wish.com and gotten your little block that attaches to the rear yet? Because you're gonna need
wish.com.
Oh, this is
that's
good.
The main part.
And the oil filter for my threaded barrel.
Yeah, the Napa oil filter.
Yeah.
Well, I got my upper belt.
So one thing I saw at the show that I wanted to mention was the PWS booth. That's Primary Weapon Systems. They came out with a barrel that they call the evacuator, but it's pretty much like a large portion of the barrel that looks just like a tank barrel, and it creates like a vacuum effect and it pushes the gases outward. PWS does a lot of like piston-driven stuff, and so they came up with this. That's like a long stroke modified piston.
The evacuator. It's a new toilet.
Yeah, it's awesome.
We released our new product.
Well,
yeah, that's true. That was one of the cool ones.
I didn't talk about
I was hungover when I saw you, so I don't really remember.
Oh,
much
I could tell, dude. Betty Ford was calling and you weren't answering.
Yeah, I wasn't picking that call up. Anyways, the PWS, that thing was pretty slick.
Yeah, we got the new Quiet Explosive. It is a Firebird target that has all the flash smoke, but only 65 decibels.
I want to know why you didn't call it the Queef.
Obvious reason.
You did this one with a staple gun?
Dude, no staple gun. Oh, God, no drilling it to the tree. It will go off. Yeah, we have to put more disclaimers on because people are getting dumber.
I bet they're not legal in New York.
They are.
They are?
Yes, they are.
There you go.
Not California.
I had an idea.
Which means that it's coming because anything that freaking Daddy California does comes to fucking New York. So,
Yep.
So, Ton, I had an idea. We could take some of your targets and just throw them in the bottom of clearing barrels and just wait and see what happens.
please do that and put a camera up, please.
Just,
epic.
you know, it's like Peter Griffin. Just throw it in there and
toss
now
it
we
in.
wait. And now we wait.
Oh, my God. This is going to be freaking epic.
Now
we need to do this.
Yeah. So, I want to do this. Ton, do you want to give away some of your new targets to one of the participants here?
Well, we have to wait for DOT approval to transport. That's the only thing we're waiting on. Okay.
Well, how about some of your old targets then?
I'll just come pick them up.
Yeah, to anybody other than California.
To anybody other than California. There you go. We're going to do this last question, and then we'll pick a winner for the giveaway. Mustang Perry wants to know everybody's opinions on the ammo shortage rumors going around. And who wants to kick that off?
Dude, there's not a freaking shortage. It costs more money to get ammo. Suck it up, Buttercup.
They're holding it.
Okay, so you're saying they're holding it.
No, I know that they're holding it because we get pre-orders. So we have one of the largest ammo budgets in all of New York State. Like where my territory is, we have the largest. So we always order like at least 6 to 8 months ahead of time extra just to have it because we do these range days every month. And they literally, one of the guys that works there literally told us that they are told to hold it.
Why?
So it's not about a shortage. Who knows? The government literally says you can only send out a certain amount at a time. I honestly, my true opinion, if you guys really want my true opinion, I think that the government believes that we are on the edge of a revolution, which we fucking are. And they believe that when everyone went out and cleaned house, buying guns, buying ammos, that they were like, we're going to get overthrown. And so they said to major manufacturers, listen, you are limited to how much you send. Obviously send to military and law enforcement first, but anybody else, you are limited to what you send. This is how much you can send per month. And that's it. And they're at a cap for it. Because they have it. It was like they literally were told to stop. They had it in their warehouse and could not send it to us. Like there was a point in time where like we're not going to. We're using now ammo that we had stashed from last year to qualify, and they still were like, "Hey, we can't send this. We can't send it yet. We can't send it yet. It's coming. It's coming." So that's absolute bullshit.
Who do you buy your ammo from?
I'm not going to say.
Can't say.
Then it's hearsay. Your Honor, that's hearsay. Throw it out. I hereby.
Are you a judge, sir?
Just strike the comments.
Yeah. All right, so
thank you,
Tracy.
Thank you, Tom.
What's your theory on
that? What's my theory?
Yeah, what's your theory on that?
I gotta lean somewhat towards what Ashley's saying, but that the fact that we are on the verge of some kind of war, whether it be the civil war or war with other countries, that the government is trying to control the ammo supply.
Okay. Ton, you got a theory on it?
Ammo, if you just do a little searching, yes, it may be a little bit more difficult to get, but I've had no problems. I just have to pay a little more. I mean, I burn over 4,000 rounds of AK 7.62x3.9 last month. A little over 4,000 rounds in 22. I just bought 8 boxes of 410. It cost me a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
It's out there. 4570 is absolutely horrible to buy.
It's out there right now.
Yeah,
right now.
I've been buying ammo this whole time because I have to for content and testing.
Yeah,
it's just costing more.
So Evan works in a major guns. I don't know. I think we've talked about it before, but anyway, from that aspect of it, what are you seeing, and what's your take on it?
I'm seeing more ammo come in. I see more and more throughout the months. We're able to stock all of our shelves. We have like certain sales that go on some of it. Clearly the prices have gone up from 5 years ago, but I haven't really seen much of an ammo shortage except for my favorite caliber, that's 5.45. So a little upset with those.
You didn't get it from Marco. What the hell?
Yeah, supposedly
millions of pallets.
I got mine. What are you waiting for? I got mine.
Let me pose this to you. So
I need his number. Call me.
There is a war going on in Israel. Huge war going on in Israel. There's one going on in Ukraine. We've got shit going on in Iran now. That's bubbling and boiling up.
Syria and Jordan.
A lot more larger conflicts than normally happen are going on. Require a lot more gunpowder. Right?
So yeah, that can definitely do it.
I'm just
it's not the cases and it's not the bullets, it's primers and powder.
Which these people are requiring a lot more and asking for a lot more ammo. And this is suppliers from worldwide, which we get ours from, the export. So don't you think maybe that might cause an upcoming short? I'm not saying we have one now. I mean, obviously we don't. You can go out and you pretty much get anything that you want right now. I mean, I finally got some 30. Yeah, I finally got some 30-30 the other day. I'm damn glad to get it. But with all these conflicts that are going on worldwide, don't you think maybe that's going to affect our availability in the future?
I think it could, like you said, with prices, and then with everyone trying to grab the same exact materials to make stuff. It absolutely could. It's like anything. It's like anything. Not even just rounds. It could be food. It could be anything when we get to a certain point. But if you don't think that the government somehow has their hand in how all this is going, you're sadly mistaken.
No, I absolutely do.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, them bastards always got their hand in something to fuck us.
They shut off the Lake City supply.
Yes.
That was deliberate and purposeful. The 7N6 was just a way to fuck an American gun owner. They're like, oh, the Americans like getting this cheap overseas ammo. How can we fuck them? Russia's bad and they're mean and they say mean things. So let's ban Russian ammo. It's all just to punish the American gun owner. I've talked to manufacturers, and they said that their biggest concern we have in America is that we can't build. The EPA won't let them build powder factories. So we're dependent on European powder, Canadian powder, Australian powder. And the manufacturers I talked to said that all the Australian powder production is going to military contracts. Ditto with Canada. So if all the Canadian powder, or the majority of it, and all the Australian powder is going first and foremost to military contracts, and we're still reliant on overseas powder supply because we just can't make enough, and they won't let us make more factories. They won't let us, the EPA won't let them. It's like oil refineries. When's the last time they built an oil refinery in the United States? They're not allowed because the EPA fucking shuts them down. So that is going to be the choke off point. The choke off point is going to be powder. We make primers. And if we could convince people to stop making stupid cartridges like the 30 Super, we could put small pistol primers in a 9mm where they're supposed to be. Ton, I knew you'd appreciate that.
Thank you. God, that was great.
Like, why are we coming up with new pistol calibers and we can't even make enough 9? But the truth of the matter is, though, if you shop around, you can get it. It's
right
not
now,
pre.
Right now, you can get it. Right now,
it's not free and it's not cheap. It's like
I'm looking at this. You know, you got to look at what's going on. You got to plan for the future. You know, you gotta be like 3-4 steps ahead in what's going on. But I'm just throwing that out there. So that's a good question. So let's do that. I know Tracy's got a birthday thing to get to. So let's wrap this up.
You keep saying that, but she's still here.
I know, but she's being very nice. She's being.
I do got to get going. My friends are like, "Where are you?"
So birthday girl, pick a number between 1 and 20. And that is going to be the winner of Tons Firebird targets.
17.
Let's
17.
Hey, Lefty, let's do 2 because I've got one of these coins from Canic, and then I've got a whole bag of swag that I want to give away.
I'm jealous of Canic coin.
Okay, we'll do the swag. We'll do the swag and the coin in another episode. So
all right. I just wanted to get rid of this stuff. Way too much.
So the winner is, drum roll please. You said 17?
17.
Yep.
Bonafide Breed. He's the one who asked about the circle bar. So that brought
sweet.
My man.
Wait,
as long as you're not in California.
Do you have a chat going or something? Like, where is that coming from?
Instagram.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll make a post before every episode asking for listener questions. Let them know who's on. I tagged you, or Evan tagged you, I think.
Yeah, girl. You even reshared it.
Okay.
I don't doubt that. That doesn't mean I'm aware.
How old are you? How old you turn? Are you like 80? You getting senile?
Yes.
Yes.
24.
So Bonafide Breed, email me, talkinglead@gmail.com. Tell me what you won. And obviously, we're going to need your address. But if you're in a state that you can't have these, then you can't have it, and we'll get you.
Send it my way.
Move.
I've got lots of fake followers I can sell it to. You didn't even check my followers, Ton. I feel a little insulted.
I only check followers for those that show up to appointments on time.
Okay, I'll take that one.
So, final thoughts, SHOT Show, final thoughts. Anybody? I'll go around the table. Paul, what's your final thought on SHOT Show this year?
I really am worried about our industry. The industry grew too fast, and it wasn't organic. It was based on fear and GWAT. GWAT's over, and you can only go so far on fear. And quite frankly, there's more manufacturers of widgets, gadgets, thises and that's than there are customers to support them. So what's going to happen is there's going to be a great purge where companies are just falling by the wayside. And some of them might be companies that we like and we appreciate. But you know, every one of them, they're all cutting their marketing budgets. They're all slashing and burning. And quite frankly, most of them are slashing and burning in the wrong places. So we're going to see in the next couple of years a huge drop in the number of manufacturers, whether it's holsters, parts, gear, black rifles, you know, yellow rifles, red rifles, blue rifles, whatever the fuck. We're going to see that. And the NSSF is always try and paint a happy smiley face on everything. Oh, it's the biggest and greatest. Every fucking SHOT Show for the last 27 years has been the biggest, the greatest, the most successful show in the history of the world. And I'm not trying to be a dick about it, but the fact of the matter is a lot of people got fat and happy during GWAT. Those contracts expired. They poof, they're gone away. I know a lot of people that were working for companies that thought, hey, this is going to be the company I work for until I retire. And now they're all jumping ship, getting new jobs, going other places, ammo makers. The fact that CZ is coming in and buying up half the fucking American, when you've got companies like Federal, CCI, and so forth, that are on the block for foreign sales, you know, that's concerning. Yeah. Why would they even be entertaining offers from other, you know, from Europe if everything is great? Because everything really isn't great. So that's the reality of the world that we live in. By now, if you don't have all the shit you need to make you happy and whole and to feel comfortable, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what you've been doing for the last 5 years, but
we refer to it as offsite storage.
Yeah.
Tracy, your take.
Yeah.
My take on what?
Final SHOT Show thoughts.
Oh, everyone I talked to said SHOT Show was awesome for them. I definitely agree with Paul. I think that a lot of people bought a lot of CNC machines and they bought a lot of stuff during COVID when sales were insane. That 2 years, sales were through the roof, and they overbought. And so there's a big recovery period. I feel like we're in this recovery period, so which is why I'm surprised that SHOT Show was so great for everybody. It has to also, I'm sure, do with election years because we go through this 4-year cycle. And I think that it's really funny when you think about everything when it comes to the firearms industry. We want a Republican in office and everybody wants Trump in office, but the minute Trump is in office, our industry suffers. The sales go down. They're not scared anymore. They feel comfortable. So then our industry suffers as a result of that. So on one hand, we no longer have to deal with, you know, fighting for getting our guns taken away from us, but now we have to fight for business. So we're in this very weird catch-22 situation constantly. So which is why when everybody said how great SHOT Show was this year, I was very surprised by it. But I mean, it felt like an old SHOT Show. It felt like pre-2020 SHOT Show. So it was great. I had a great time.
Good deal. Evan.
Hey, I loved it. I got to shout out HUXWorks for getting me down there. Shout out Lefty for getting me the creds to get in. It was a ton of fun, and I can't wait for next year. All you guys are like bitching about, oh, like Friday was like terrible. I want that thing to like 2 weeks. I don't care. I just want to walk around and meet all these people. That's all about the people. I love like making those connections, seeing friends from last year, and just tons and tons of really cool people. Shout out Mission First Tactical for the nuclear mags, and those guys are super rad. They're really, really nice to me when I went to their booth.
Shout out for your challenge coin you got, your big ass challenge coin.
Yeah, well, I got a couple of them. I got to send them out. So, you know, just giving them away. I got like 5 bags of swag to give away. So I don't want any of them to be like 2 patches. I got the Barbie patches from HUXWorks. Did you guys give me those? They're awesome.
Did you see that they're going for like $160 on eBay right now?
Are you kidding me?
No, right. One of my buddies was like, "Yo, I tried to get you this patch, but it's like literally up to almost $200." And I was like, "Never mind, don't get it." I want the Barbie one.
Oh, you got the Ken too, you bastard.
$160, girl.
Send me the Ken, and I'll forgive you for flaking on me.
Oh man!
Perfect. You take the Ken, I'll take the Barbie.
But yeah, I had a lot of fun. So I want to just thank everybody for being so kind. Even the guy who yelled at me said, "Hey, freak." That was really cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Paul. Where you were at the Paul was at the car booth. I was walking by and he's like, "Yo, freak." And I just turned around. I'm like, "Hey, Paul." He's like, "Oh, I'm glad you turned over at that." I'm like, "Yeah, I knew what I was talking about."
Ashley.
So again, I have to say that my SHOT Show, I also believe it was, it's like almost like COVID never happened now. We've gotten back to it. There's been a ton of businesses. I could not see everything, which was a bummer. Again, walking around with Tracy and some of the other girls, if one isn't getting stopped, the other is. So it was hard, but we did keep each other on track. Like we got 5 minutes, like, let's go, like, let's move on. And we helped each other introduce each other to new companies too, like maybe some that she didn't know or some that I didn't know. She would introduce me and vice versa. So it was very successful for me. But my whole point of going out there is to see my friends. I love to see them once a year. there's never a chance that our paths will cross like that because we're all coming from the entire like United States around the country to get there. So, but I did have a blast. Like we had fun at the industry parties. That was pretty cool. Got to meet a bunch of new people and make new friendships and relationships. So hopefully that leads me. And I'm also like towards the end of my career. So this is like getting to like retirement, believe it or not. So the relationships that I made, hopefully potentially can push me to like some sort of retirement job down the road. So that's also kind of like where my mind is going. So that was a very successful part as well.
Good deal. A lot of networking. Good deal.
Yes.
Ton from a vendor perspective.
It was actually really good on traffic wise. Absolutely insane on the beggar wise that had nothing to provide ROI. But I got to actually go around, see a lot of vendors, a lot of companies. I am worried about the future of SHOT because I have a feeling within 5 years it's going to be a swap meet. It's going to be just another Great American Outdoor Show. I did see a lot of non-industry booths more than ever this year. Clothing, random.
Reebok was there.
Yeah,
that was weird.
Who?
It's
Reebok.
Yeah.
Reebok was there? Holy shit.
Yeah, they've opened it up now. You don't really need to be industry to be at SHOT anymore, which is kind of concerning. But business-wise, it was really good. It was really good. I got to see a lot of people I don't usually get to see except for at trade shows. And the food in Vegas, you can't go wrong. Dude, that place has some of the most amazing food ever. I actually really enjoyed it other than the acid reflux and chugging bottles of Pepto because let's be real, I'm going to eat whatever I can, try everything I can, have as much fun as I can. I didn't drink much, but I still end up with acid reflux. The show was overall pretty damn good.
Good. Did you try any of the restaurants that I suggested? You know,
no, I had to hit all my usuals. I went to Kumi. I went to Delmonico's, I think 2 or 3 times.
So Tracy lives there. So what's like locals in Vegas? What's a locals restaurant that's like you would recommend people to go to? That's not a tourist thing.
Cleaver or Herbs and Rye. That is, they both are owned by the same people, and they're a bomb ass steakhouse.
Cleaver
Love
is
going there.
amazing.
My favorite sushi restaurant is Jenga. It's all you can eat sushi. My favorite Korean barbecue, huh?
I love sushi. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, my favorite Korean barbecue is B1, and like the Holliston guys go there every year when they're here. And yeah, no, I have like this whole laundry list of places that I love. Anything made by someone with slanted eyes. I could say that. I got slanted eyes. He's dying. But yeah, so I spent a lot of time in Chinatown in Vegas.
I can't get away with that.
Well, we're gonna have to do that next time we go.
Sounds amazing.
I can.
All right. Well, I want to thank you, everybody, for taking the time to join. Officer Ashley, thank you for taking the time to join. I know that you're, later time than us, than everybody else. So
thank you for having me. I appreciate it. It was very nice meeting you guys.
Probably past your bedtime, I'm sure. And
I'm a midnight sergeant. I stay up all night. All night. When you guys tuck yourselves in your little feety pajamas, I'm still up.
Well, I would love to have you back on the show, and let's talk more about you and what you do and your career and the fitness that you do. And
absolutely, anytime.
We'll love to have you back on. Tracy, thank you for taking the time to be on, especially this being your birthday. I mean, that was so amazing of you. I appreciate it.
I'm about to run out the door and go to the roller skating rink. I know that sounds childish, but I roller skate all the time.
The most dangerous roller skater in the world right there, ladies and gentlemen. Paul, always thank you, sir, for being on. Your wisdom, your input is always welcome here, and the Leadheads love you.
Well, you're welcome, and you're going to let me promote the university?
You promote it. Pitch
Go
away.
to Student of the Gun University. We might be coming here. We're going to be in Tennessee. We're going to be in Texas. We're going to be in Wyoming. We're going to be in Utah. We were just in Las Vegas. We're going to be back at the Pro Gun Club in the very near future to do training. So
nice.
Go to
I need to know about that.
SOTGU.com.
SOTGU.com. Got it.
You're on a group email together, so you guys can get in touch with one another there. So, Ton, buddy, you're like my new co-host, so I'll probably see you next episode.
Probably.
But thank you
every time.
Appreciate you taking care of the lead heads with the giveaway there this episode. And then Evan, my man.
Hello.
We appreciate you going and representing Talking Lead and getting all the great coverage and making the connections with Ashley and Tracy. And there's so many other more people that you make connections with that we're going to get on this show. And so thank you.
It was the tracksuit. That's what did it.
Thank you for taking one for the team.
It was that suit. I was like, damn.
Oh, yeah.
He is styling and profiling.
That might be our official uniforms from here on out when we go to SHOT Show. But I needed the break. So I appreciate you going and picking up my slack. Yep. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
I didn't miss SHOT at all, other than the people. When I go to SHOT, I'm like you guys. I love going and seeing my friends, hanging out, and doing all the fun stuff. So
a lot of people.
Go and give Tracy a follow. Go and give Ashley a follow. What are your Instagrams?
Tracy Guns, TRACYGUNS.
And mine is Officer Ashley Smith.
Very good. And everybody knows Ton and Flood where they're at. Until the next episode, Leadheads, we're going to go ahead and sign off here because I know Tracy's just dying to go. You got to go roller skate. Keep your loved ones close.
And your firearms
closer.
Very good. Out.
Classy. Ow.
Thanks, everybody. That was a great show.
Hell yeah. That was awesome.
She said she didn't our destiny.